Yeah. Better days, I pray for better days. Working hard cause I want extra pay. Talk to them seeds, but you must demonstrate. Cause it's your ways that they gon' imitate. Non-violent. Sometimes I wish I would've went to college. Frown proudly. Cause where I'm from, they hate you when you smiling. Your faith should be your gun. You can't leave home without it. The children being grown cause all the parents acting childish. You show them your reality, I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams just when they out it. Your own blood. Ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul, Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence, you know the devil can hear him, pay attention. Know the war's within, how much time do you spend? Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win, we know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat, tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry, can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul bony. But you gon' work and you gon' strive, do what it takes to survive. What is truth, what is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the fake, they don't know what to decide. Wrong choice, meet your demise, keep that between you and I. You realize some people you gon' let go, you visualize. The things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. From wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me.
Yeah. Don't be stressing on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. Just keep going and keep your faith, so you can win this race. This race called life, yeah, yeah. This race called life. This race called life, yeah, yeah. Race called life. Yeah, 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 yeah. Grinding, girl, I know that I'm gon' get it. I just gotta have vision. Keep faith and be humble. Have some patience with it. I've been A1 since day one, and always on my job. I never been a fight, never had to steal and rob, cause I do good business. I'm too good with it, and even though I'm on this road, I'm still daddy to my children. You know I do good with them, and don't like being missing, but I hate when my bills are thicker and my pockets get thinner. But I can't stress up on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. I keep going and keep my faith in my face, so I can win this race. Win this race called life. This race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life. This race called life. This race called life, yeah. Race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life, yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep on running in this race called life, yeah,
supposed to be brothers. Come on, man, we supposed to be brothers. Come on, man, we supposed to be brothers.
So I'm just trying to win this race called life.
Amazing news! At Titans Debate League is now looking for interns. We are expanding our team and seeking driven individuals who are ready to make an impact. We're on the hunt for talented people to join our marketing team, a charismatic new host, and creative minds who can produce amazing content. If you have a positive attitude and are used to winning, because that's what we do here, then we want to hear from you. Join us and contribute to a culture of excellence and success here at Titans Debate League. Email us today, titansdebateleague@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Where Infinity Gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess build and destroy the cipher. Intellectual sword to slice you, or whatever device you recommend. Surgical precise pen, hand get heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, them goals gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm the box, shoot in. Got a pair of red dimes in the box.
Coliseum of Arguments presents Titans Debate League, Clash of the Titans 1.1. The arena is opening once again, and only the strongest minds will survive. After an unforgettable first tournament, Pandemus the African Atheist fought through the battlefield of ideas and walked away with $500 in cash. But that was then. This time we're raising the stakes. $1,000, one champion, one title, one chance to prove you're the greatest debater in the league. This isn't social media arguing. This isn't trolling in the comments. This is intellectual warfare, where evidence is your weapon, logic is your shield, and every round is a fight for survival. New challengers are stepping into the arena. Veteran fan favorites are returning. Egos will fall, legends will rise. The question is, do you have what it takes to survive the Coliseum? We still have a few tournament spots available. Think you belong among the Titans? Message titansdebateleague@gmail.com and claim your place before the gates close. Coliseum of Arguments presents Titans Debate League, Clash of the Titans 1.1, where great minds don't just debate, they go to war. Are you not entertained? Coliseum of Arguments, only the brave speak here.
Yeah. What the deal is,
What
humble?
up? What up? What up? What's up, fam? Y'all already know what it is. It's your brother Humble and Quantum back with another good one. Your brother Quantum coming today to answer the brother Omar challenge. We actually got Omar in the comments right now. What's up, brother Omar? When you get home, bro, you already know, hit that link. You know you're gonna be able to come up here. But the other day the brother Quantum did part one. Part one was based upon what would perfect divine justice look like. Now tonight he's back to talk about what human justice look like. My man Quantum going to be doing a presentation. He going to be going in, and he got some things for you to answer. He got some things for you to answer, Omar. So stay tuned. While you on your way home, and when you get home, rewind a little bit, write down what he got for you, and then when you come up here, y'all going to talk about those points and things of that nature. So what? Go ahead.
Wait. Because I'm big on time and nature, so I never had like to rush things because I feel like when it comes for me.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is at the perfect place, the perfect time. That's the only thing. Is when things happen. So I try not to rush it. And Omar does have a kind of like a part in part two, because last week, if y'all remember, if y'all don't remember the Omar challenge, Omar issued me a challenge of what would perfect divine justice actually look like.
Mm-hmm.
But that me having to go into this made me have to do a peek into the entire Hebrew I guess I could say belief system when it comes to what justice is supposed to look like at a said point in history. And so what I did for the sake of the whole argument was to grant all the premises that they have as their cosmology of God, and that's that God exists. He is the creator. He's omniscient. He's omnipotent, perfect. Um, he is the God of Israel. He is entered the covenant with Israel. Um, let me pull my slide. Let me get the bigger portion of my slides up, man. Uh, yeah, and so I gave them these premises. I granted them that they ever entered a covenant with Israel. Israel violated that covenant. Israel violated that covenant. Israel violated that covenant. No, but that's number 8. I said it 3 times. I don't know why I just like means so much when I look at point 8. But Israel experienced covenant punishment. Modern Hebrew Israelites are granted to be the descendants of the biblical Israel. And so I grant all of those for the sake of the argument. And then what would constitute as sufficient justice? This is what I believe Omar was actually asking. Especially after centuries of slavery, murder, stolen labor, family separation, racial oppression, segregation, redlining, institutional discrimination, and accumulated economic advantage. The disagreement is not whether severe historical injustice occurred, because we know it is. And the disagreement is not whether justice is required, because we know justice is required. The disagreement concerns what justice actually is. um, and so, what would an all-knowing God know? And then I had an omniscient radio, which would be all the things that an all-knowing God would know. Every victim, every action, every intention, every person who ever gave an order, every person who ever followed an order, every person who gave an order. I have that twice. Every person who profited, every person who resisted, every person who knowingly continued an injustice, every person who attempted to repair one, every perpetrator. Like, omniscience means nobody gets past your sight. Show you the 2 eyes. Because right here you only see 1 eye. And that's because this omniscient is only looking through the eye of time. Sorry about that. I thought somebody was at my door. And so perfect knowledge should produce perfect justice. Um, Human knowledge is inherently limited. It requires exhaustive investigation. It relies on surviving witnesses, documents, and approximations to establish facts. Divine omniscience requires no investigation, supposedly possesses the immediate, complete historical record, maintains absolute certainty for individual actions. Divine justice should be, whoops, actually, let me change that. Humble. We got, can you move the chat?
Yep. No problem. Also, I want to ask you real fast. Did you put up Omar's question?
Yeah, it was the first slide.
Okay. Okay, got you,
That
got you.
was his
Okay.
original question.
No,
And
no.
so
The
I had to.
question. Remember before we got up here, the
Oh yeah,
challenge.
yeah. No, I
Okay,
no,
part
I
one.
haven't got to that one yet. I was just trying to give a quick rundown of what I did in part one,
Okay, got you, got you. Go ahead, do your thing, Brody.
and where we ended on the question that I'm waiting on him was. And so I was, and we'll get back to more of the human question, human justice. But perfect knowledge should produce perfect justice because of the reason that I show on divine omniscient side. Um, so divine justice should be more precise than human justice, if not um, perfect. You know what I'm saying? And human justice shouldn't give us better results than divine justice. Um, and human courts, while we know they aren't perfect, um, seems to have a bit more justice built in than if somebody or something knows who did everything, but still tries to punish the ancestors or punish the descendants of those people. We talked about individual guilt and how individual judgment should be required for the actions. Race isn't an action, bloodline isn't an action, ancestry isn't an action. A person cannot choose his ancestors, therefore, ancestry alone cannot establish individual moral guilt. If one offender does something, judge that offender. If 10 offenders do the same thing, judge those 10. And so institutional participation in injustice equals identify the responsible participants and their degree of responsibility. And that should be easy if you're omniscient and omnipotent because you know the individuals. And that's why death doesn't protect the guilty from God, right? If I granted all those premises in the first round, then that means that God is, as we stated, among other things, omnipresent and omnipotent. And so should know every human and everything that anybody has ever done and will ever do. For somebody to pass doesn't mean that this particular God can't get to you. Because if the original defender dies and time passes and the innocent descendants are there, um, doesn't seem that we should have to judge an innocent descendant if God is the reason for the judgment. Nothing can get away from God, right? Um, inherited benefit is not inherited guilt. Um, a thief commits a original wrong. The thief dies. The son inherits the house. Is the son guilty of theft? No. Does the son rightfully possess the house? No. Who committed the wrong? We know that it was the thief. Who presently possesses the benefit? We know it's the son. So, first we have to understand that inherited benefit does not automatically create inherited guilt, but identifiable unjust possession may create an obligation of restitution. So that son will have to find a way to um, help with the restitution of whatever the restitution would be when it comes to said subjects. Knowledge creates present responsibility because inherited benefit possessed in ignorance, and then you find out the reliable knowledge of how that was obtained, then you have two things that can happen. You can repair the injustice by being accountable and restoring um, to a agreed upon restoration, or you can go with branch B, knowingly preserve the unjust benefit, but this creates a new moral guilt for you. This is where you will become guilty when you knowingly keep on going with the unjust benefit. I'm not guilty because of what my ancestor chose. I'm accountable for what I choose after I know the truth. Um, and when I get to section 3, uh, I have more on that and why. We went over individual moral responsibility and equations. Um, Computer came unplugged. Hold on. He asked for what it would look like. He also asked for what would my formula be. And so it would be K plus I plus A plus A plus H plus B plus R equals individual moral responsibility. Those letters would stand for the knowledge of responsibility plus the intention of the responsibility, the action and the subject of what this responsibility is, the authority of who would be able to ask for the justice, what harm was caused, the benefit that was knowingly received or retained, the responsibility after recognition. Now, an omniscient God could evaluate every one of these factors perfectly. So, when we talk about race, race alone determines none of these things. And we talked about that. Cat, if you keep unplugging my, and I'm trying to get to, I talked about punishment. And this is just a brief overview. So if you have time, make sure you do go back and watch that video. It did run a little longer, and we put things in context with another topic. But you can go back and watch that, which is part 1. We talked about punishment is not the whole justice. Complete justice would be retribution, restitution, and restoration. Retribution addresses the offender. Restitution addresses what was wrongfully taken. Restoration addresses what was damaged. Justice cannot merely ask what should happen to the guilty. It must ask what is necessary to restore the injured. Justice must address both responsibility and jury. Why innocent suffering cannot become justice? Because the past injustice of innocence matters when the child belongs to my group. Innocence must still matter when the child belongs to another group. That's plain and simple in my view. For my master equation, it was proportional judgment of the responsible individual. You have to find out who did what. And perfect divine justice can find that out, because this model does not excuse historical injustice. It attempts to make accountability more exact. Restitution of the identifiable wrongly obtained benefits. We could do that because God is omniscient. Restoration of the victim. We could do that because God is omniscient and omnipotent. Correction of continuing injustices. We could get all of this done if I granted all of those things that would need to be granted for the sake of this argument. And so for me, it wasn't looking good. No person receives moral guilt merely because of race, ancestry, nationality, or bloodline. If God is truly omniscient, collective racial approximation is completely unnecessary. God supposedly possesses the complete truth concerning each and every individual that is me, you, and everyone that has ever been or will be. if I suppose that everything in the second slide was true. And so we ended with this question for Omar. And Omar did answer this question. The question was, if God knows exactly who committed every crime, exactly who suffered from every crime, exactly who benefited from every crime, and exactly what every person intended, why would perfect divine justice punish people according to the ancestry instead of according to what each individual actually did? And I had to make sure that everyone understood that I'm not asking God to ignore the guilty. I'm saying that if all knowing God would never need an innocent person to take the guilty person's place. And why? Because God could handle that with the powers that was stated here. He exists. He is the creator. He's omniscient. He's omnipotent. He is perfectly just. He chose Israel. He entered the covenant with Israel. Israel violated the covenant. Israel violated the covenant. Israel violated the covenant. That's one. That's number 8. I had to say it 3 times because every time I get there, it always lays so much on my mind. And you shall know why in the later episodes. But yeah, I finished that episode. It was rather long. And this next one won't be. But this is the question that Omar, he said he wanted to put together actual something to present for everybody to look at, so he would have an answer for exactly why God would do that if he has all of this. And so that led me into let me get this off. Gotta make this back small. Hold on 1 second. And that's what led me to tonight's slides and presentation. Restoring what was taken. And this is divine justice versus human justice. Because after I understood that that's not the divine justice that the Hebrew Israelites believe is divine justice, I had to identify if they were actually talking about human justice and trying to slide it off as divine justice. And like I said, it only gets better from here. So section 2 is just me seeing if I could put together a mechanism of restoring the things that's being looked for with just simple human justice and logic. And so I really don't think I have to wait for Omar to answer this question before I go into this. But I think it would only be fair because this is actually saying acting. If I do this right now, it would actually be saying that I know what he's going to answer this question, and that's not fair to say. Um, However, I do believe that. So, what do you think about that, Humble? You got any? We will see if he. What
Oh,
you think
I
about
mean,
divine justice, man, and how that should? How would it look like? And I know it would be so long for you to actually explain what divine justice is if you had to, but in a nutshell, something real quick. How
um,
look at and what should be done for justice if let's go back to the slides. As a matter of fact, let me put the slides back up and go to the premises or the sake of the argument. premises I granted for the sake of the argument.
So for the premises, just for the sake of this argument, right? And of course, you talked about coherence, right? And for the sake of coherence, one must ask: if you are omnipotent God, what is the need for divine justice? Isn't it true that I could just make you not do that? You see what I'm
That's a
saying?
great question too.
Like,
Yeah.
if you're doing something, now mind you, my understanding, let me not put myself there. This divine being understanding is way greater than our understanding. So even though we may think we know what's best for us, this divine being actually knows what's best for us. And if this divine being actually knows what's best for us, even when we don't know what's best for ourselves, then shouldn't the divine being step in and say, hey, this is not good for you. You should go over here and do this. Why allow them to make the mistake in the first place if you already know they're going to make the mistake? Why even have the mistake? And that's the number. Listen, you are a divine being. You can just erase the other option. Why is the other option even an option? If you wasn't supposed to choose, like if there was a such thing as objective justice and objective unjust, it's like if you was this divine God, why would you, and you are a loving God and you are a just God, why would you make anything other than what you are? We got to think about that. If I'm a just God, why would I make something unjust exist? How does that, isn't that, then doesn't that break my omniscience? If we're sticking to these premises and if we're sticking to coherence, right? If I'm perfect and I can't create anything that's not perfect, then so why am I creating all of these unperfect things? I'm gonna leave it there, Quantum. I'm gonna leave it there, bro. It's just so much to go. It's just so much to go. It's so much to go into when it's dealing with this quote unquote divine being, and its position in our objective reality of living life. You know, and when you actually start not even just experimentally examine it, but just if you just start to ask questions, what do we call it nowadays? Just philosophizing things, asking questions. Even if you just ask the questions and try to put it in logical sense, it don't make any logical sense. And the issue with that is the religious people champion that as if to say, right, you see how grand it is? It's so grand, it don't even fit in this small box. But someone that's coming from a place of coherence is looking at that and saying, that's just showing me that it doesn't exist. That's all it's showing me. It's not showing me that it's beyond reality. It's not showing me that it controls the universe. All it's showing me is that this is an idea that's made by men to try to give an explanation for the order of the universe. They literally have a theory in science called the God of the Gap theory. This isn't something made up. when people say that people place God in the gaps of what can't be explained, that's a thing that happens. We experience it all the time. But that's not okay to do. That's something that I think religious people in these academic arenas don't quite grasp. It's not okay to say because I don't understand something, God did it. No, maybe what I don't understand is understandable. I just haven't done the research. And so, why would I be so self centered as such to say, I'm not even going to bother myself? I'm going to just continue to believe that God did it. That's called willful ignorance. And when you get into willful ignorance, you get into one of the key mechanisms of why religion is so harmful to our community. I don't just be up here, family, saying we need to get away from that book. We need to drop that religion. We need to give them back their culture. I don't just be saying that for no reason. I say it because I see the incoherence and confusion it brings to our people on a daily basis. You feel me? So with that, I'm gonna land my plane. Go ahead, brother Quantum. Go ahead, brother Quantum.
I got you, man. That's right. It looks different. Divine justice probably look different for everybody, I'm sure. And like Cedric said, for me to do any of that, I'd have to define divine and show us this divinity. And so I wouldn't know what Omar's definition of divine is. But that's why I granted all of this for the sake of argument, because we can get divinity out of this. Um, I believe a, a form of divinity, um, the form of divinity that we're talking about, we're talking about divine justice anyway. So, okay, back to this one. Then I accidentally muted you, humble, trying to move my slides.
No, you all good, Brody. You all good. I was just getting my cat out of here because she was walking past the screen and stuff, and I didn't want her
Oh, okay.
interrupting me speaking.
But yeah, that was the question for Omar, man. So, like I said, it was a pretty nice episode.
Mm-hmm.
If
And
anything,
if I may, Cedric said something very interesting in the comments. He said a couple interesting things in the comments. One of the most interesting things that you have up here is right. Define divine.
yeah,
Our people, mostly the religious people, the spiritual people as well, who try to detach from religion, they use this word divine very loosely. And this is one of the things where I just did a show on this. Go check it out. The supernatural and the metaphysical are not the same. When we speak of something that is divine, we're speaking about something that is supernatural. What people do is they attach supernatural things to natural things. We know this as we know this as something we know this as a literary device called anthropomorphism. So when we're speaking about something divine and we try to bring that divine thing to this natural ramification of life, we are then creating a fallacy of non-contradiction. People seem to have been throwing those words around lately. So I say, hey, look, I might pick them up too. People are creating fallacies. Which fallacy are they creating? They're violating the law of non-contradiction. Well, what's the contradiction, humble? Something cannot be supernatural and natural at the same time. Something that is supernatural cannot come into the natural and keep its supernatural qualifications or attributes, so to speak. This is logic, coherence. How do we know this? We do experimentations on things of this nature. So this will be my issue with the thing divine when we define a divine. And this the thing with the spiritual and religious people when they get into this divine nature and things of that nature. It's like we still move into a realm that we can talk about, yes, but we can't prove that it exists. So why it's fun to talk about, you can't for certainty say, oh well, the angels, oh well, the angel came and talked to Sarah. Like, you don't know what.
Well, I can say though, but that's just the thing, and that's exactly why I say, I might should, because that's when we start. I have to talk about the restoration thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he asked me to define what divine justice would be, when you look deep into it, it isn't what I thought it was going to be. Justice isn't actually going to be handled by God. It's actually going to be handled by real living beings like us.
Well,
And
yes, because
it's going
justice
to be the
is
Hebrew.
a. Oh, my bad, Quantum. I apologize. Go ahead.
And so in their text and in their doctrine, it's just going to be a time where the people on earth is going to be abiding by this new government.
Right.
So it ain't like there's really a divine justice going on.
No.
And I'll show you, like, within there where you always going to see a division of beliefs, because we're going to have to find out who's actually making the rules when it comes to who's going to be getting punished and who's going to be doing the punishing. And this is a real problem within this total thing that they don't ever look at or put to the forefront, but you actually see it because of the split.
Right.
And they split so fast. The different, just among the different Hebrew Israelite, I guess you call them sects.
If I may, Quantum, I just want to piggyback off of what you said, because what you said is important, right? When it come down to this divine justice, right? And while it would be man doing this divine justice and not God, justice itself is a subjective construct. There is no such thing as justice outside of human nature. Outside of human construct, justice doesn't exist. And so it only makes sense that man made up divine justice, because you can't find this concept of divine justice, let alone justice, period, anywhere else in nature. So I just wanted to piggyback off of that and just, again, bring some more coherence to the conversation. You feel me? Like, how can this deity tell me what's right and wrong when the very concept of right and wrong, right, is a man-made concept? It's a subjective concept. We don't see this concept in nature. We don't see lions saying, I think that's a wrong. I think murdering these gazelles are wrong. I think eating these bison over here is wrong. I don't think the hyenas debate and have conversation whether drinking water at the same lake as zebras is right or wrong. They don't have this concept. If they're thirsty, they're going to drink. If they're hungry, they're going to eat. If they're uncomfortable, they're going to go find a place to get. If they need to move, they're going to move. They just follow the flow of life. And so even that idea in of itself of justice I was just explaining is incoherent, because justice is a subjective concept, not an objective law, so to speak. Go ahead, brother Quantum. Go ahead, brother Quantum.
My bad.
You good?
But yeah, I definitely agree with that, and that's why I set forth to answer this, because the next thing I understood, because I go by, if we talking about divine justice, then it says, I asked him a question the night that we first had this discussion
Mm-hmm.
about who's going to be getting to say who's going to heaven, and he said,
Right.
well, that idea that you have is a mistake, and so he gave me the correct mechanism of how justice would actually be pertained
Mm-hmm.
and sustained. And he gave me an outlook. Um, some people in the crowd said he might have been making things up. He actually agreed that his interpretations only go so far.
Mm.
He told me I'm good though, and so this is why I say, because even if I'm good and my kids good, um, when you talk about happiness and who's supposed to be happy, the system that has been set forth, it's contradiction and falls in a good way. It fails in a big way.
Yeah. It's so when we talk about, because again, that was another great question you asked. Well, then who determines when it comes to this thing about who goes to, up there and down there? Who gets to determine that? Is it God? Is it da da da? I'm curious if he brought up this thing called the Book of Life, which people names when they get saved are supposed to be in a book of life forever and can never be taken out. That's one of many ways that they say who goes to heaven and who don't, right? Another one is just by accepting Jesus Christ and repenting, right? What did the Bible say about John 3:16? Everybody know that quote. He shall believe, he who, what is that? God's God sent his everlasting son to the world, that whosoever believeth in him shall not die but have everlasting life.
It's John 3:16.
Everlasting life is talking about heaven. So when you asked him about those things about, okay, what's the process of going to heaven? Who gets to determine who go? What determines who gets to go to heaven and who don't? And that's a great question, because throughout the Bible, you see the requirement for getting into the promised land changes, right?
Right.
So in the Old Testament, it was you got to keep the commandments, right? And then in the New Testament, it was you have to have faith and believe in Jesus Christ. And so with those changes, it's like, okay, so now if I see these people making up their own cultures and traditions on who goes to heaven and who don't go to heaven, remember, Moses was made unto a god unto Pharaoh, and he still didn't get to heaven.
Yeah.
So even if you so now there's special requirements that even if you do what God say, you still might make it. You still might not make it into the promised land.
Yeah, but I want to say I do got to say that, and that's why I had to split these,
Mm-hmm.
because I now understand that it isn't gonna be omnipotent, omnipresent God's actual decision about justice. There's gonna be some human counterparts who's gonna claim that they have the authority given to them by God. And so this is what the struggles are within these different camps about who has the right idea about human justice. Well, um, he gave he
Well,
gave
that
me
would be a hard subject to follow as well. Who have the right idea about human
but that's
justice?
where we going, humble.
Right.
That's where we going.
Because their idea of human justice, even when we deal with these camps, is not their original idea of human justice. That is in of course I know, let me cam up when I say this because I know people going back to that white boy stuff, but I need to make it very plain and clear. Even when you go into the camp doctrine, you still not going into their original ideology, because that ideology is the ideology of quote unquote the white people. What do I mean when I say that? Well, what I mean when I say that is when we go back to people like F.S. Cherry, right? Who was teaching him the Bible? White people. And so, and that was publicly. And then he had to go amongst his own people privately to get their own translations of what they think it means. So now, all of these years later, these people want to make up camps and say, well, my doctrine is better than your doctrine. My doctrine is better than your doctrine. My doctrine is better than your doctrine. None of y'all doctrines are correct, because it's what do we, and see, this is why logic is very important to understand, right? If your premise is faulty, your conclusion is faulty. You're following the same premise as the people who they didn't even have the proper premise. So then how do you take that premise and try to rework it and reframe it and refit it? 12 tribes chart. Let's talk about it. How do you take the 12 tribes chart, which is not accurate? It's not accurate. I don't care what these people say. It's not accurate. But how do you take the 12 tribes chart and then try to tell modern people who they are? Oh, you're the tribe of Judah. What? What give you that idea? Oh, well, Deuteronomy 32. You do know that in biblical scholarship, Deuteronomy 32, the prophecy has already happened. We've seen it happen in the Bible. So how many times is this one prophecy going to take place? Or are you saying that prophesied about this, all the way leading up to this? And if that's the case, then how do you not take into consideration we should be able to track this in now objective reality? But the very fact that we can't, everybody who read the Bible, who don't read the Bible, who used to read the Bible, the people that read the Quran, we all know who these people are in the Bible if we're equating them to real people on earth. We know who their culture is. My brother Ashe call them the small hats. And I don't care how much colorblindness you have. If you look at one of them and you look at yourself, y'all don't look the same. Y'all are not the same people. These people don't come from Africa. Their lineage don't come from Africa. Their culture don't come from. Why are y'all just so? Oh well, we're just gonna steal their identity and then link it to Africa. This is called slave doctrine. What is slave doctrine, Brother Humble? Well, slave doctrine is the doctrine that the slaves had because that's all they knew. All they knew is they were slaves and they came from another place. And this book made them feel good. It made them have them, it gave them something to hope for in the future. But they couldn't show that out in public because then they'll be whipped. Their tongues have been torn out. So they had to do this in secrecy. This is how we get the black church. This is history. This ain't no mystical thing that we can't go find. We know how Christianity, Islam, and Judaism infiltrated cultures from centuries, from modern day and in history. This be the issue with the Bronze Age collapse. Oh no, well, we had Judaism all the way in the 14th dynasty, in the 14th century BCE. It wasn't no Judaism in the 14th century BE. Show me. Like, you see what I'm saying? So this be the issue that the Hebrews be having when they try to mix doctrine with history. And they think they're correcting something, and what they're really doing is just following the same old footsteps as their predecessors that came before them, all the way back to Frank Cherry and what's the other dude name? William Crowdy. William Sanders. Go check those people out. The first Hebrew Israelites. The dude built the church called the Pillars of God. My man standing, they talking against white people, right? They talking against the white Jews. But then you turn around and you got them all in the picture together with the white Jews. Touching that same Bible. And then years later, the Alabama bombing happened. Come on now, what? So you're telling me that it's okay for me and you to believe in the same God. God is just going to let you destroy my nation because you don't, like, that don't even make sense. And now, because we have a little more freedom, right? It's a little easier. I'm gonna land my plane with this. It's a little easier for these communities to push their message without any backlash because there's no real opposition, right? Back in the 40s, in the 30s, and if they couldn't have been on them corners like that, because the KKK would have been all up and down the streets. Now we don't face stuff like that, so we got those freedoms where we can be out there telling our perspective on how the Bible go and things of that nature. And I land my plane with that. That's the only thing that make it really confusing is the culture is not their culture, and they need to realize that. And I land my plane with that. Go ahead, Brother Quantum. I appreciate you, bro.
No, definitely. Because, like I said, GDN just, that might have been, yeah, that's GDN. Yo.
What's up, GDN, bro? Y'all about to get a classic, y'all. My man GDN always y'all listen. That's my brother GDN.
Yeah, we about to get a classic because GDN was one of the let me cam up when I say this, like Humble say. GDN was one of the ones in in the gym that A1 was punching on that made Omar ultimately end up asking me to do this question.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man, they want to be smart. Hey, shalom, peace to the panel,
What's
peace to
up,
the chat.
GDM?
What's up? What's up, home? Peace, peace. Hey, so I only came up to give some insight on the why they have A12 charge chart, right? So only if you can you pull up it's from a scripture in the Bible. So it's Ezekiel 37 and 15, and we can read like four passages there, and then y'all can take that as you may. So I'm just trying to give y'all some insight on why they do it.
Do you believe in the 12 tribe chart?
But can we read the
Yeah,
scriptures first, and then we
get that
can
to me.
discuss?
Get it to me again, GDN,
Yeah.
please.
So
I'll
it's
be on the phone
Ezekiel.
while hold on. Let me get on my computer. Ezekiel what?
Anybody can share, but it's Ezekiel 37 and 15. I think it's like from 15 to 20 or something like that.
You ain't gonna run from that question, Capone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It has some validity. That's why I'm trying to bring it. That's why I'm trying to.
In those days and at that time declares the Lord, the children of Israel and the children of Judah will come together weeping. You talking about that one right there?
Yeah, that's Ezekiel. You in Ezekiel 37?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the next verse? How the next verse start?
Let me pull it up, make sure because that
Yeah, I think
one
it's
nation
15.
under the word of the Lord came to me. Son of man.
That's the beginning.
Oh, let me share
That's
this.
the, yeah, sure. Because this gonna get some insight, right, on why there's a 12 tribe chart, why people that was already classified as that was already given classified names from their colonizers as they gained independence, and why people had to come later and tell them they from this tribe, that tribe. This is where it comes from right here. Once he shut the screen. And you can take this as I know they like, oh, the Bible, this and that, but I'm just showing you where it come from.
Well, we know where it come from.
Okay, so right here, that's it right there. So all right, it say in the Lord, it say in the word of the Lord came to me, son of man,
Hold on one
huh? Yeah, so it say the word of the Lord came unto me saying, son of man, take a stick of
Y'all
wood
hear
and
echo?
No, you are good.
it say, take a stick of wood and write on it, belonging to Judah and the Israelites associated with him. Then take another stick of wood and write up on it, belonging to Joseph, that is, to Ephraim, and all the Israelites associated with him. So right here, this is describing the 12 tribes of Israel being the northern kingdom, Ephraim, and the southern kingdom, Judah. If you don't know, 9 tribes was to the northern kingdom, 3 tribes was into the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So it says, and it say, and join them together, into one stick, so that they will become one in your hand. And then it says, go up a little bit. Only go up a little bit. No, I mean, scroll down. Go back up to what was that? Verse 20. All right, right there. So it say right here. Now I say, when your people ask you, Won't you tell us what you mean by this? Say unto them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I am going to take the stick of Joseph, which is in Ephraim's hand, and the end of the Israelite tribes associated with him, and joined it to Judah's stick, and I will make them a single stick of wood, and they will become one in my hand. Behold their eyes, the stick you have written on, and say unto them, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will take the Israelites out of the nations which they have gone, and I will gather them from all around and bring them back to their own land, and I will make them one nation in the land on the mountains of Israel, and there shall be one king over all of them. And they will never again be two nations or be divided into two kingdoms. That's why I mentioned the two kingdoms. So so when it say when the people act, so they in there, this is when they was carried away. So they in heathen lands. I think it said, wait, go up some. Because it's supposed to say something about them being in Gentile lands. No, go down. Go down some. But see,
you still ain't validating the 12 tribes chart.
Hold on,
and
man.
also, you still didn't answer my question.
That's what it is. That's why they had. That's why when they was on the street corner, they had signs. It's telling them to make a sign with the 12 tribes on it. Now, when you read this in the King James, it reads a little different. I think it probably started in verse 14, but it says that they were scattered into all these heathen nations or other nations. So they're going to be called by names that the heathen gave them. That's why that's why the people didn't know what the tribe, their descendants, they wouldn't know what the names was, what Judah, Ephraim, they wouldn't know what that stuff mean. That's why I say when they see it, they're gonna ask you a question. What you mean by these names? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that's when you're supposed to tell them they are the tribes of Israel. Let me give you one more. Go to Hosea 1 and 10. Give you one more, and then that's it, right?
Let the record reflect, family. These verses does not validate the 12 tribes chart.
Yes, it does. You just gotta read it, humble.
It doesn't prove that the African American is from the tribe of Judah. It doesn't prove that the Taino Indian is from the tribe of Benjamin. It doesn't prove none of that.
Well, it's history behind that, but I'm telling you, I'm just giving you insight on why there's a 12 tribes. So what the brothers did here in America, they went and saw all the different races of people or ethnicities of people that was here in America. And we all got African American, Jamaican, all this other stuff, Latino, Hispanic, all this stuff, right? And they put the 12 tribes chart in from the prophecies in the Bible. They associated them with a tribe. That's all I'm telling you.
That's where the fallacy began.
What was?
But hold on, humble. But humble. It's also history. It's also certain historical records behind it as well. So you just put in Hosea 1. That's good enough. So we gonna see, right?
Because that's not gonna be good enough.
And go to the last verse. Go to the last verse.
Hosea 1.
Yeah. Right there. Look, right here. Yet the Israelites will be like the sands of the seashore, which cannot be measured nor counted. In the place where it was said to them, "Ye are not my people," they will be called the children of the living God. The people of Judah and the people of Israel, northern and southern kingdom, will come together and will appoint one leader under them, and they will become one in the land, for it will be great in the day of Jezreel. So right there. So this is saying that wherever the Israelites are scattered, they like the sands of the sea. They scattered throughout. And where in a place like what Humble saying, it's not saying that they the Israelites, because the Israelites is who? They supposed to be God's people. So it's saying a place where it's said to you, ye are not my people. So who will be saying that to them? The colonizers, the people that's colonizing them.
They're
Y'all not
not.
God's
No,
people.
no, no. See
Hold
that's
on, hold on, hold on. Listen, it say in a place where it says, "Ye are not my people." There it would be said that ye are the children of the living God. So I gave you two verses, two passages that validates the diaspora, the African diaspora in the 12 tribes chart.
so okay. Here's where your fallacy is. Number one, this right here don't validate neither the African diaspora or the 12 tribes chart, because this right here was speaking about that time period. This right here is not speaking about today's period. They're not saying, okay, well, you see the Israelites today, yesterday, even 2026, 2027, that's going to be talking about the people of the. No, no, no. They're saying, right, this is supposed to be some type of revelation of, okay, I'm gonna give y'all this land, and y'all gonna find yourselves in the land that's not y'all's, which y'all always do. Some way, somehow, they always find themselves in the land that's not theirs. They trying to conquer it. And he said, I'm gonna give y'all this land. The people of the land is gonna say, ye are not my people. That's what the people of the land is going to tell the Israelites that came into the land. That's
Right.
what we're reading. And he said, remember.
So is the people of the land, is they gonna have a name for the people that they saying ye are not my people? They'll have
That's
a
not
name for
stated
them,
here in
right?
the Bible. That's not stated here. That would be transliteration.
No, I'm asking you. So
We
is
don't
it
know because that's not stated.
well, we know in the Bible when the children of Israel got colonized by different people, they was given different names than their original
But
indigenous
we
or
don't
native
know
name.
the names of the people in the land that's not theirs, because it does not give them one. Now,
But
if you
humble,
want to give
but
them one, you can
no
do
humble,
that, but then that would be transliteration. That would be
no.
you add your own interpretation onto the
No, humble.
text.
Just use common sense. If foreigners come into your, see, we even got a word today. We call them foreigners, right? If foreigners come into the land, if once they start to integrate amongst the people and assimilate amongst the people of the native land, and down, and like after they first generation, they come citizens and stuff like that. You give them a name, just like we was given a name here. We was given the name Negro, which then went from color folks to color folks to
All right, so now let me ask you this question.
African American.
What's
I mean
the
black,
name
and
of the
then
people in the land?
African American.
What's
African
the name
Americans
of
are
the
now we
people in
call
the
black.
land in this
Black
text that this
Americans.
text is referring to? Since we can know the name of the people in the land in this text based on the Bible, then you should be able to give me the name of these people. What's the name of these people that this text is referring to?
It say yet the Israelites. It's talking about the Israelites.
No, the Israelites are not telling the Israelites, ye are not my people.
I ain't say that. You said
Who are the
what's
name of the people that's telling the Israelites that they are not their people?
right. It's they scattered throughout. It's all type
You're
of
not.
people.
Hold on one second.
It's
Hold
not
on one
just
second.
one.
You're
This
not understanding my question.
no, I understand your question. It's not this not just one people. This is a multitude. The Israelites is spread it throughout. So this is whatever land they go into. The people
Right.
that say they
So
gonna
now
tell them
you're
that they
proving my
not the
point.
people of God.
So now
They
you're
gonna,
proving my point. We don't know what land they went to because it's not stated.
well, we do know what land they went to,
So then give me the names. Give these
but
people.
they were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth.
That's the contradiction right there.
How?
You saying we know the name, but then when I'm asking for the name, you keep saying they were scattered abroad, meaning you don't know the name. Either you know the name or you don't know the name. It's not both. You can't have it both ways.
Bro, they were scattered throughout. What don't you understand?
So then we don't know the names of the people in the land.
That's a fallacy because we do know the name. We know where
Then
they
what
went.
is the name of the people in the lands?
Bro, they had all type of it was a diaspora.
Let me cam up, family.
It was
This
a
is why
diaspora.
you
What
got
you talking
listen.
about?
This is why y'all gotta pay attention to these biblical believers. Because they don't interpret and I promise you, if we go in, I can't remember it offhand, but the Bible literally tell you don't add words to the text. It tell you don't take away words from the text. But see, when you're dealing with the biblical believers, this is what you have to deal with. You got to deal with them adding words to the text because they have to make up this historical story and make it real. This is the only way it's real. Now, in one instance, in this text right here, God is literally talking to the Israelites. He's literally telling the Israelites, I will take you into a land. I will give you a land. But the people in that land will say, ye are not my people. I literally said, okay, I said, do we know who these people are? They are scattered abroad. So
Well,
we
the
don't know who
Bible
these
just
people are.
called.
Now, why is that question so important? I'm gonna give it to you in a second, Capone. Why is that question so important? Because once we can narrow it down who those people are, we can then stop what's the word for it? What's the word? Anachronizing these things. We can stop taking these things out of context and say, well, these are prophecy for today's times. No, these are not prophecy for today's times. If we know that, okay, they're talking about whatever land they go to, and we can read in the Bible the lands that they go to, then we should be able to see the people in the Bible who is naming these people and saying, y'all are not my people. And I guarantee ain't none of them named Donald Trump. Ain't none of them
Donald
named
Trump ain't
Hillary
named
Clinton.
none but Donald Trump ain't the one that gave.
None of them named none of that stuff. So you can't
But
keep
humble, but you
anachronizing the Bible and trying to fit it in today's society because it does not work like that. The Bible is not a historical book. The Bible is not a
but humble.
scientific
That's not the reason
It
that
is
I
a
brought.
theological book. You can read it for your belief, to help you support your belief. You don't read it to validate history.
Well, that's false. So right
That's
here,
false. You
yes,
can
that's
read the
false.
Bible to validate
That's
history.
false, humble. Yes, it's false because it's a lot of history in the Bible, and I'm not even going to get to that. I brought this up to show you that the Israelites are like the sands of the seashore, and they cannot be measured nor counted. Meaning that it's a
So
multitude
then,
of them.
how do you get 12
They're
tribes?
very
They can't be
hold on.
measured
They're
or counted.
hold on, humble. They're very populous. Wherever they go, they multiply. Wherever they go, they everywhere. The sands of the seashore. You see what I'm saying? You know that it's more grains of sand than it is stars in the sky. So in the universe. So this is saying that the Israelites is using a Hebrew idiom. It's just showing you that the Israelites they are everywhere. But wherever they go, the people is going to claim that they're not what they originally were. They're gonna rebrand them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like a rebrand, like a renaissance almost. Well, not a renaissance, but it's like a rebranding of what they're gonna change their ethnicity. They're gonna, matter of fact, better word, they're gonna have an ethnogenesis. That's what it's talking about. The people is gonna give them an ethnogenesis because it's gonna tell them you not those people, you the people that I'm gonna name you. And we see this. We see this throughout, right? They call you everything but God's people, right? So this is why we believe the text, because it's very prominent in today, in throughout history. our people, and if you want to go into some African American history, coming off the slave ship, when you mentioned the people that started the black church, that's not how they started the black church. It wasn't no secrecy. What are you talking about? We rebelled. See, this is what you don't know. They rebelled and they moved to another. They took 500 men and they moved to a different county, and these men became pastors. See, you don't even know that, but you want to make an argument about something not being true when you don't even know all of the history.
Are you ho? See, first we was on this passage right here, and then you move back to the history of the origin of
because you mentioned that in your whole spiel about about the pastors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you were talking to Baptists, you talking they had to do it. They didn't do it in secrecy. That's all TV, bro. That's all TV.
So all right, that's later. I'm saying when these people first started switching the narrative, right, from Jesus being white, as what the white man was teaching, to Jesus being black, that was done in secret. They wasn't out on the street doing that at first. No,
Jesus
they was not.
He was never white.
That's
another fallacy. How is he white if he from
Jesus is white today? What do you mean? How was he white?
Oh, that's a artist that started with the Renaissance. It started with the Renaissance. Michelangelo, Da
Is
Vinci.
slavery not after the Renaissance?
Yeah, it's like
and so when colonization happened, was they not pushing a white Jesus? Was they pushing a black Jesus or a white Jesus?
They changed the image of him, humble. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What image was they pushing? A white Jesus or a black
just because they changed the image, it was white. But just because they changed the image, humble,
Jesus.
Humble, it's called iconoclasm. Look it up. Just because they changed the image of something, that don't mean that it's not what it originally was. It's rebranding.
Bro, number one, when you see Jesus, that's not even a man by the name of Jesus. That's a man by the name of Caesar Borgia. We all know that. That's not no secret thing. The slaves didn't know. Hold on, time out. Here's the important part about that, though. The slaves, right, that made the switch didn't know that. They made the switch for a psychological, religious purpose. They didn't make the switch because they found out that the dude that painted quote unquote Jesus was Caesar Borgia on a car. They didn't. That's not why they did that. They did it because they understood that the way that the white people was doing religion was insufficient for the way they were being taught to do religion. So they had to do their proper religion in secret.
So humble. That was Caesar Borgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
we got brother Omar to the
when
panel.
Did they show the slaves?
Hold on 1 second, Capone. You won't be able to finish. I just want to welcome brother Omar up. We got brother Omar up on the panel. What's up, brother Omar?
Hey, Shalom. I'm just jumping on the panel now. Capone, Shalom. Capone could cook because, like I said, well, I like I said, I got off work.
Take that down.
I had to get myself together. Let me do a few more things around the crib, so I'll be another maybe 10 or 15 minutes before I'll be able to hop on.
Right, gotcha. Oh, so, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna meet back out.
Hey, yo, hold on, y'all. Hey, don't be up here hyping Capone head up, J Snakes. Because if you agree, now put that, please, Brother Quantum, can you put that back up there?
Absolutely.
J Snakes, I need to hear something from you in the comments, J Snakes. If this proves, and we just went over this, Do this prove anything that how that 12 tribes chart is validated, real, and how the African Americans are from the tribe of Judah? Where do they talk about the African Americans in this scripture right here?
Wait, for one, African American is an ethnogenesis. Would you not agree?
That ain't got nothing to do with what I asked.
But hold on. That name was invented over time. That's not what our original name was.
That ain't got nothing to do with the same.
Yeah, so but you asking a fallacious question though.
People in Africa,
but
it don't have anything to do with those
humble. I want you to realize that that's a fallacious statement. You saying that's not talking about African Americans when African Americans, quote unquote African Americans, their original name wasn't African Americans.
Wait, time out. No. We ain't about to play these
games.
Even
that word is
if you go look up the 12 tribes chart right now, it's literally going to say tribe of Judah / African American. It ain't going to say nothing else. So how do we identify African American on this land? Right? Dark skin, curly hair, right?
No, having African.
This is how we know who we are on this land.
Rule is how you identify African American.
So
actually, when you're doing a census
right now, we're not going to see African American.
Actually, when you're doing a census, you can check any box. Actually,
now
some African Americans are listed as Caucasian Americans.
Yo, this man Capone is terrible. This man Capone.
I'm just telling you the real, bro. Like I'm not.
Nah, yo.
I'm just telling you the real.
Because
I forgot what I was talking about before.
The tribe of Judah, how African Americans are the tribe of Judah.
Because I wanted to say something. I forgot what I was saying about for Omar had can't for y'all introduce Omar. Forgot what we was talking about.
But if I could, I would like to pose a challenge. After y'all get it in, after y'all go around, when it come back to me, I would like to pose a challenge to any of the Hebrews who want to answer that tonight, right? We ain't gotta be too long-winded. We can both get 3-4 minutes on the clock, whatever it may be. But how can we prove that the tribe of Judah is the African Americans? How can we prove that? And that would be my challenge for tonight. I'm gonna mute up and I'm gonna let my man Quantum go ahead. Omar up here. Shout out to brother Omar. Hey, let's see how this rock out. Go ahead, y'all. I'm gonna mute up.
Bet, man. No doubt, my man.
Go ahead, Quantum.
Go ahead, GDM.
No, I've been talking for a while. I'll go after you.
Well, as I stated, I still really need to wait for Omar because he gonna answer that one question, which will let me. But you touched kind of on my concerns when you was giving those verses out of the Bible. Actually, in one of my parts, I think it might be 3 or 4. I actually talk about a couple of those, one of those verses in particular. I think it's both of them. But we identify them people as modern people today in the world, correct? What's the method that was used to identify these people again? And who had the authority and gave those people authority to know that? I just want to know the method.
Oh, so the other verse is it was Ezekiel 37 and 21 when they talk about them being in the heathen land. You said what was the method? So
Yeah, what
the
was the method?
method, yeah. So the method is just understanding history, and so when you understand, let's say African American history, right? You understand the voyages and everything, and the slavery, colonization, and things of that nature. And uh, we had brothers once we became um, colonized and we gained our independence and citizenship here in America, these brothers started to study. So they wrote books. So it's books that's written that talks about the African diaspora, right? Which goes back to West Africa. And once you get to West Africa, you find Africans being labeled as Jews. This is in all the old books. The word Jew was synonymous with an indigenous African almost. For and I'm using the word African in the way that we will use it today in America, dark skinned person. So it was like uh, not necessarily genetics, right? So because I don't think probably didn't know anything about genetics during that time, but just based off of how we have how they identified people during that time pre-slavery, uh, pre the transatlantic slave trade. Um, but they had the only difference between um, quote unquote Jews and um, indigenous Africans was the customs that they kept. And you can read this in uh not even Qatar. It's some Arab dude. I gotta get his name. I think it is. It probably is even Qatar, but it's in the 1100s. He write about the Jews that's all in North Africa, in North Africa, going into some of the western coast of Africa. He was mainly talking about like Morocco and Mali and stuff like that.
Okay, quick. Is it still? Is there? You said
Yes.
that
So,
the
so
method that was used. You said that the method that was used was more like a correlation method, where they read the text, found some correlations within history,
yeah. So once you
and
yeah.
what gave them the authority to say that they right to create this chart
What
that they
the
created when they identified the different peoples within the 12 tribes, because Israel, like you said, it is 12 tribes. So I know that different people have different ideas within the Hebrew Israelite religion about how things are going to happen and who's correct about what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. One of my main concerns is about who's actually going to be saying who gets to do what. Because if we're talking about Israel and the 12 tribes, and then we're talking about people who are identifying people for those tribes, who's going to identify the heads of those tribes? And I know you saying that they did their studies, but what confirmation is it that they have that direct knowledge and nobody else does? Because I don't believe, and this is in the words of my man USA Friedman, that you could even describe a method of genetic lineage to find out if you actually are a Hebrew Israelite.
well, the thing is that the Israelites, like I said, they've been rebranded throughout time. but one thing that they kept was the short term Jews, right? That's one thing. That was one way to distinguish them from from certain populations. Their practices, their customs and traditions. It was called Jews, and this was ever since the 5th century. It was with Esther, right? So these Jews, they mean so we got scholars, African scholars, with PhDs. You know what I'm saying? That in European scholars as well. You know what I'm saying? That also research the anthropology of the migration of these people, right? Where they came from, and things of that nature. So you use that, you use the scholarship.
You source that up. Can you give us an example of what you're talking about?
Let him finish, Humble. Let him finish.
Yeah. So I'll tell you one. Being Yakanani.
I just got a question. I just got a couple more questions, and then hold on. I just got a couple more questions for you, GDN, and then you and Humble can have back at
He
it because
wrote
I
a
know.
book. Hold on. Joseph Ben Yochanan wrote a book saying it was titled "We Are the Black Jews." The myth, the destroying the myth of the white Jewish Judaism or something like that. That's the name of his book. We Are the Black Jews. Also, you got which this book is kind of controversial, but he is a PhD. Rudolph Windsor. You also have it's a few others. I have to go and look and get certain sources. Even some of the Arabic scholars in the like medieval time, like 1100. I mean, from the 10th century to like the 14th century, they was geographers and stuff like that. So they was like mapping out certain areas in Africa, and they was listing the different customs of people, and they was labeling them as Jews. Also, I give you another one. I think Nature Knows No Color Line. I think that's the one. Nature Knows No Color Line. I think it was by George. Forgot what's his name. Forgot the author name. I gotta look in my catalog. But it's all over. It's all over. Even here, and I'll give you a historical person, Benjamin Pap Singleton. Benjamin Pap Singleton, he started Singleton County off a slave revolt. Nathaniel Prosser, another one. What's his name? DeMarc Vesey, I think that's his name. So that's another one. So
Denmark Vesey.
Denmark, yeah. So you just gotta go down you gotta go down that rabbit hole. But once you look at these texts, you will start to see how they identify these people. You know, it's no different than an indigenous African, but they call them Jews. It's almost, it becomes synonymous. At a certain time, it was synonymous to pre-World War II. It was synonymous to what we would call an indigenous Central Western African. And then of course those people they assimilated and they mixed certain customs together, you know, certain tribal customs, and that's and then after that, you know, you get the Papa Bull and the translate, which end up going into the transatlantic slave trade. So that's what that's the method though. It's going through the research that's available. You know, pre-colonialism research. Even today is a paper. It's a paper, but it's talking about the Native Americans being of the lost tribes, right? And we know that the natives was of a darker skin too as well. So it's a multitude of studying and just understanding the anthropology of our ethnogenesis here in America.
Yup, you there, Quantum? Quantum?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to say you there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, people saying it themselves.
No, I want you to finish asking your question. Cause listen, y'all know, man, Capone go back and forth all day long.
My bad, I
Go
was just
ahead,
reading.
Quantum.
Yeah, no, I was.
Give me another.
My next question for
give me 10 minutes, y'all. I'll be ready in 10 minutes.
Okay, we here with you.
All right, I'm gonna mute back out.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time. If we had, because I kind of want to ask you these questions too, but Israel was responsible for Israel's demise with God.
Yes. Yes, there's plenty of texts and historical references of them, taking up other practices, and that is a great sin to their God. Yes.
And for them sinning against God, they were cursed. And they knew this was going to happen too before it happened. God gave them warning about this.
Right. Yes, the warning. Yes, that's what the prophets was. That's the whole purpose of the prophets, is to alert the people
to not do it, or to tell them that they was gonna do it.
To tell them not to do it, and if they do it, then that's the repercussion of them doing it. That's the consequence. So you can read that in Deuteronomy 28. It's a long passage, but it talks about the curses, because you mentioned the curses. It talks about if they Deuteronomy 28 and 15 say, "Thus say the Lord to the children of Israel, if you don't follow the commandments which I command you this day, then all these curses will fall upon you." Then it goes through a multitude.
So if I'm a Hebrew Israelite, my
myriad of curses. One of those curses is being ruled over by other nations of people.
So God is using these nations, right?
What you mean by that?
When he told us that we would be cursed, and we cursed ourselves, our ancestors cursed us. It was nations that was set up against us for us to have to pay God, right? Pay back for the justice or the sin that we, for going against God's words. We was cursed, right?
Right. So
this was God's.
The curse is that the nations will rule over us. Why? Because now we don't have the backing of our God. You see what I'm saying? So now that protection is lifted,
The back,
and
the back.
and now
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm saying.
enemy
The
can
backing of the
infiltrate.
God, the backing of the God then goes to the other nations, right? So
No,
so we can be cursed.
it don't go to the other nations. It's still it's there when once we a real what it say second Chronicles 7:14. If my people would humble themselves, uh, so we gotta admit our faults. Once you and come out of the ways of the heathen, you know what I'm saying? Come out of the ways of the Gentiles, that these customs that we grew accustomed to. Once we understand, oh, we the children of Israel. Oh, we do have a God. Oh, there is a God, and He's merciful, and He love us. And we started to do what He originally said, and things turn around for us as a whole. Though it's as a whole. You see what I'm saying? Oh, we need to prepare for the end and things of that nature. He never turned his back on us, even though it seems like it. It's not really that. It's just we don't see the bigger picture. Why I say he never turned it back on us? Because these people been trying to eliminate us for the longest, and we continue to strive through whatever uh, repercussion or system they put on us. Uh, it's a lot of little through our God given talent. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot
Yeah,
of um like spiritual stuff that goes on with that. You know what I'm saying? Like the unseen hand that guides us. You know what I'm saying? That guides us to do the right thing, to do uh to 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 continue life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you look at all the amount of things that's done to like the Tuskegee experiment, slavery, Tuskegee experiment, all this stuff, poisoning of the waters, food, all this stuff, and vaccinations. They do all this stuff, right? And everything is targeted to us. You know what I'm saying?
because we
Everything
cursed, but it's because we cursed, right?
is not because we cut. It's not. It's
Huh?
because we turned away from our God. If you look at our people today, we believe in all these other gods. You know what I'm saying? Some of us don't even believe that there is a God. You know what I'm saying?
So God didn't curse us.
No, no, I already addressed the cursing part.
Oh, but I thought you just said that we ain't cursed. Because you
I ain't
said
say
that a
we
bunch
wasn't
of stuff.
cursed.
You said a bunch of stuff that's befallen us, and I said, "Isn't that because we cursed?" And you said no,
Right. It's because we sinned against our God. Yes.
and that sin caused us to be cursed.
Yes. But it's a list of curses. You can read them.
So if
You
we,
can read them.
so
It's
if we,
specific ones. You can read the curses. It's in
uh,
Deuteronomy 28. It's a whole list. You can read them.
gotcha, and I'll do it. But for this question, I don't need to read it. I pretty much understand what you're saying. Um, that there's a bunch of curses, and some of those curses included us being shipped from our land, kicked out, beat, spread across the four corners of the nation into the land of our captors. But when we saying captors, it's not like it wasn't divinely authorized for us to go into these curses because we did wrong, correct?
So all right, let me help you out. So I get what you're saying, like it's divinely authorized. It's not that it was divinely like this is a like it was a decree. what the scriptures is telling you is it was an insight to the future, right? So this is before colonization. This is before the slavery and stuff was well, not slavery, but before the what we know as the transatlantic slave trade happened. You see what I'm saying? So it was just an insight onto the future. Like, oh, you're not gonna, if you don't do this thing, this is gonna happen. It was just an insight. It was just telling you, because you didn't do this, this is the tribulation that's gonna befall upon you. It ain't that God is decreeing that, saying that oh, I'm gonna put this nation over you. No, it's because it's telling you the consequence. You see what I'm saying?
So it wasn't prophecy.
No, it's prophecy. That it was spoken. It was spoken. It was spoken. The word of God. This is even I'm just segue for a second. Like even when like in Genesis, right? When it talks
Yeah.
about how when Adam, when it said that thorns and thistles and he gonna have to work for the sweat of his brow. That was just God is he is not bound by time, so he can see what your future gonna be. You see what I'm saying? So that it's the same. That's the same case. Even I'll give you a reference. Deuteronomy 15 and 30. Deuteronomy 30 and 15. It says, "I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day," right? And it say, if you don't keep my statutes and my commandment. No, he say, what did it say? Oh man, I call heaven and earth against you this day. But anyway, it talks about basically to keep the commandments, so you and your son, you and your seed, and your seed may live. So it was giving them an insight, right? So this is it's not a decree. It's more so like this is what's gonna happen. This is the future. This is the consequence of you not doing something. I'll give you another example that you can relate to today, and then I'll pass it over to you. If you tell a teenager, like, you keep hanging with that bad crowd, say you got a bad crowd or whatever he hanging with, and he say, you keep hanging with that bad crowd, you're gonna end up in jail. Or you know what I'm saying? It's not that you know the future. I mean, you got experience, so you understand that that's what that leads to. You see what I'm saying? So that's the consequence for your action. You see what I'm saying? That probably was a bad example, but I've been talking a lot, so I'll pass it back to you.
Yup. So so I don't know if you're on quantum. Finish your little question joint. I don't
I'm
want.
gonna stop right there because I don't want to get too deep because it just goes you
Yeah.
know.
No, I see what I see where you was getting at about it. What I would say is that this is not a device by a king or a ruler. You know what I'm saying? These scriptures was written way before those things transpired. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So you can't say, oh, they did this to to put us in slave. That sounds like some slave master stuff. No, because that scripture was written already hundreds and hundreds of years, way before they even, started to colonize our people.
That's and I understand that too. That still don't take away from the significance.
The bully is ready. The motherfucking bully is ready.
Language, Omar.
When? Hey.
Don't start off with it, Omar. Don't start off with it, bro. But come on, keep that energy though, Omar. Keep that energy, most definitely.
So this is what I'm gonna do. I just don't want to stop my brother GD and Capone wisdom. So you know what I'm saying? If you needed a couple more minutes, I give you a couple more minutes.
So no, I think GDN talked himself out. He ain't going to see, Quantum let him get off a little light. But GDN says some things, Omar, that I don't know if you agree with. You might. If you don't, then maybe you can help us out with something.
I'm not finna go there because this is what your good brother Omar finna do. So this is what I'm finna do. So I heard GDN Capone been putting up a good fight, and the thing is, hold on. Before I start, I want to say shalom, and remember, I love y'all, but now we battling. So I'm gonna chill off the profanity, but I'm gonna go in hard, no homo, and then we just gonna let the information talk. But I only got 30 minutes.
Okay. So all right, can we start with this topic right here?
No.
Is there any?
No.
Go ahead.
No. Because let me tell you something, humble. Because like I said, the gloves are off, but I'm gonna keep it respectful.
Go.
So check this out. You full of shit, but because, and this is the reason I'm gonna tell you full of shit. When I got off work, I got the alert. I got off work. I'm driving to the crib. I'm listening in to you and Oli go. And then once I got to the crib, what I'm saying, I'm all smelly. I a fucking 12-hour shift. Been outside the 16 hours. So I had to freshen up or whatever. So I'm still listening to y'all. And this is what I noticed, that humble, you ran away from the topic. This topic ain't got nothing to do with the questions you was asking GD and Capone. So like I said, I only have 30 minutes. So I'm not going to address no question that you asked GD and Capone that has nothing to do with this topic. This topic has to do is what is the formula? What is the formula? And that's key. Y'all saw what Oli brought out, right? Y'all saw that. This conversation had nothing to do with all these but listen. The only Bible scriptures I'm talking about is talking about reciprocity, restitution, in a certain people that has to be judged and pay for what they did to our people. So any other thing, I'm not going to entertain it because I only got 30 minutes. Now we can do another show.
All right, that makes sense.
I'll entertain those questions. But,
all right.
But this conversation purely has to do with what is the formula for judgment. What is the formula for judgment and punishment? So show my screen, but because this is what I'm gonna have to start doing to y'all. Whenever we talk about judgment and punishment, this is what I want to show y'all first. Show my screen.
Go ahead.
You ain't got nothing up there, Omar.
I'm finna share it.
Okay.
Well, time out, Omar. Let me get out of the ring because you come.
No. Stay in the ring, brother. No, don't run.
I gotta stay in the
don't
ring.
Run, nigga. Nah, nigga, don't run. Do not run, nigga. Don't run. Share this screen. I got something for y'all.
Ew.
For y'all.
Hey, Quantum, why you get me into this?
Oh, nigga.
Man, listen.
Because see what you did, humble. You did a whole lot of philosophizing and this and that. Humble. I heard just about everything you said.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say nothing about holding the people accountable for the crimes that they committed against our people. So this one I'm gonna have to start showing y'all before Brother Omar speak. Let's play it.
Right shot. I'm gonna cover. Who's that? Cover this.
Hey, hold on, Omar.
Holy shit!
Hold on, stop that, Omar. Cut that off.
Hold on.
Cut that off. No, we can't be.
Yeah.
Last time you got us.
This gonna
You
get
got
us
us a
flagged,
strike
bro.
last
This
time.
got
You
us
can't be
flagged
playing
last
that.
time.
You got us flagged. You be playing movies and shit. You can't do that.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
Yeah, God ain't supposed to jump out them movies anyway.
I take it on. No
And
sweat.
how you been to explain some Hebrew Israelite stuff to me with some white people in a movie? You wrong.
You did not.
wrong.
See this y'all problem. No, because see this is the problem. Remember in that scene that I played before, I don't know if y'all watched the other show. He said, "Oh God, why does the innocent get punished? Hold on, and the guilty, yeah, the guilty just going straight. They don't do nothing. Why? See, this is the question. This is the question that we got to pose. So let's hop into this because I only got 30 minutes. So let's just go right into this first scripture. So hold on. Okay, we stopped that. So let me just show this one. Let's show this one right quick. This is Isaiah, boy. Woo! This is going to be some nasty work, boy.
So Omar say he coming with the nasty work.
Yeah, we hopping right into it. Show that.
Don't worry, I got the cleanup.
Show that. Yeah, we ain't got to show no movie clips, even though that clip was butter. But let's hop right into the scripture.
Yeah, Frank Castle can't help you.
Oh my God! Hold on, GD Capone. This is how you cook them. Cause see, GD and Capone, I'm gonna tell you what they tried to do, brother. They tried to detour you and ask you all these other biblical questions. It had nothing to do with this topic. This topic is why should Edom? Why should the white man have to pay for his crimes? Now, hold on. Then we segue into it. Now, should they pay individual or should they pay as a whole nation? Let's read this. Isaiah 14:21, KJV. Bully time. 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the line, nor fill the face of the world with cities. 22. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of the host, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. 23. I will also make a possession for the bitter in the pools of water, and I will sweep it with the. Hold on, I can't see that. Somebody there. Okay, let me look. Yeah, let's pick up. I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. But this is the key part, because this is the question. This is the question that Oli posed. Oh, well, how come they have to pay as a nation? How come we just can't hold the slave master accountable? Man, the thing is, you know, we've been programmed so much, and guess what? We got so much Stockholm syndrome. We always worried about, should we just hold one person accountable? And this is the question I posed to Oli. When niggas came up over here on them slave ships, listen here, did we get judged on an individual? Hold on, or did we go into slavery as a nation?
Individual.
Hold on, that's a goddamn lie. Who said that? Who said that? Was that Oli?
Was me. It was Oli. Yeah.
Oli. We going in, and remember, I still love you. That's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. Every person, hold on. I don't know if I got some niggas who call themselves FBAs up in here, but if I got any brothers that even stand on business that dealing with FBA, know for a fact that we didn't get judged on hold on. You telling me we got judged on we got what happened to us was on an individual basis when there was niggas packed in a hole of a slave ship.
And they sold them one by one.
Coming over here to the Americas, dying. Hold on, a lot of them didn't even make it. Hold on, being packed. There was no order. You had.
And why was they on these?
No, I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm gonna give you the floor. I'm gonna give you the floor.
My bad.
I'm gonna give you the floor. Being packed in a goddamn slave ship. Arm, leg, arm, head. You got a woman sitting there having her goddamn menstrual cycle next to somebody bleeding. You got a person that gotta freaking take a leak. You got a person that gotta take a boo-boo. Guess what they had to do with that? On himself and the person laying next to him. Man, hold on. There is no hold on. I dare somebody say an individual basis. Every nigga know we got judged as a nation. Here's my other counterpart. Well, what about the good ones? Let me tell you something here. I forgot. I think it was Muhammad Ali that said this. Okay. No, it wasn't Muhammad Ali. Salaki. It was Malcolm X. Oh, I know the enemy's at my door, and it's 1,000 snakes. Now, out of those 1,000 snakes, only 200 are venomous. The other 800, okay.
You had it right the first time. Omar.
Oh yeah. My bad. Then
it was Muhammad Ali.
It was Muhammad Ali. Salaki. Thanks, humble. Now close the mouth back up. Thank you. Close the mouth back up.
Go ahead, brother.
All right. So the thing is, okay, 1,000 snakes, 200 of them are venomous. So what should I do? Grab the snake, vet the snake at the door? Hell no. Guess what? They too dangerous, so I ain't letting none of them in. What the hell I look like hand picking them out? Listen. This is where Oli falls short. This is where he falls short. No, they gotta pay as a nation. We got our ass kicked as a nation. Even when you go back to the scriptures, how many good Israelites followed the law? How many Israelites followed the law? But guess what?
None of it.
Man, that's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. I'm gonna show that in
each and every individual.
I'm gonna show that in part 3. No, that's not true. I'm gonna show that.
I'm gonna show it in part 3.
I'm gonna show it in part 3. You know how many Israelites kept the law? How many Israelites? Listen, how many Israelites was considered to be upright? Was considered to be upright? Tons of them. But guess what? We got punished. Listen, we broke the law and we got our ass kicked by our father. And we deserved it. What did the Most High say? If thy children listen and keep thy law, statutes, and commandments, and walk in all the ways, statutes of the Most High God, ye should be on high. But if thou don't, ye shall be on low. And guess what? That's like any other good father. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, y'all can't wrap y'all head because, see, this is I heard what Humble was saying earlier, and I know what Oli want. See, what y'all want to do, y'all want to ask all these elaborate questions when listen, when you the goddamn clay, you the clay. How in the hell is you gonna make a legitimate argument to the person that's forming the clay, the potter? You can't do it. Let's hold on. That's the first scripture. Let me give y'all some more, man. Because like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna bring one more or two more out, and then we can elaborate, and then we can conversate for another 15 minutes. Like I said, I only have. Yeah, man, I'm tired of all this crap.
Get it in, Omar. Get it in, Omar.
Talking about
I hope you ain't too
judging on the individual basis. Man, the hell with that, man. It's no way in the world. It's no way in the world that the Most High and my Father and the God that I serve will let all this stuff happen to his people or whatever. And guess what? Yes, we did have to face the punishment. Yes, we did. But the Most High made certain people to carry out that order. He made them just to destroy. But that's for part 3. Let's cook. Let's cook, man. Let's cook. Let's
incoherence.
No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing about no incoherence.
I'm with you. You gonna hear it? I'm gonna let you finish though.
Yeah, man. Let's destroy all these lies, man. Hold on. Let's go into what Oli, because like I said, my time is limited. They might not be in order, but these are 3. Actually, I'm gonna bring up 4. Retribution, because that's what Oli said. Let's break this down. Retribution means a severe punishment, revenge. Brother Omar didn't put those 3 meanings up. Y'all remember what Oli showed? He had those. He said, now in order for things to happen, these 3 things got to be carried out. Let's break this down. Like I said, I'm finna put an end to all this garbage, man. Retribution. Brother Omar didn't say it. Oli said it. Now let's break this word down. Retribution. What that means? A severe punishment. No. Retribution. Oh, you know what? Let's just be friends. Let's just be friends with the white. Let's just be friends with them. No, this say a severe punishment. No, according to Oli and according to Humble, we should just be friends. We should shake hands. We should just hug one another, and we should just forget about slavery. Hell no, a severe punishment, revenge, or payback given to someone because they did something wrong. What did they do? What did they do wrong? Packed us on goddamn slave ships, brought us over here, ripped us from our kids, sold us, unalived us, raped us, all kind of atrocities. But hold on, we should just shake hands and forget about it. Hell no. Let's push this information forward. Yeah, let's break all this garbage down, man. I told you, I'm coming to slay. And guess what? Guess what? Hold on. When I put this together when I got off work, while y'all brothers was talking, I kept saying, I said I need 15 minutes. I put this together in about 25 minutes. Yeah. I don't need 5 days to look up something that I know that's up in my heart. I don't need 5 days. I don't need 3 days either, nigga. I put this together in 25 minutes today when I got home from work, when I got out the shower. Let's cook. Let's cook, man. Let's bring up Oli's other talking point. We covered that one. Let's cover reparations and restitution. Let's cover Oli's other point. Show that screen. Let's break this down. Let's break this down right quick. Show that screen. Restitution.
Restitution. Got you.
These ain't my 3 points. This is what Oli pulled up. Let's break this down. Restitution. Restitution means giving back something that was lost or taken, or paying money to fix a loss / damage or injury. Hold on. What was lost? Our heritage. Our heritage got lost. What was damaged? Our brains was damaged mentally. Stockholm syndrome. Over 500 years of chattel slavery. What was the injury? The injury was us being unalive. Us having our babies ripped from our arms. Restitution. Let's cook, man. I told you, I'm getting right to business. I don't need no 2-3 days to put together some garbage. I put this together in about 25-30 minutes right after I got up out the shower. I threw this together right quick. Let's finish cooking, man. Let's finish this. Let's attack Oli's other point, and then I'm gonna make it all line back up. It was restoration. No, it was retribution, and it was restoration to restore. Yeah, man. Yeah, brother Omar, we ain't taking no prisoners tonight. Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Take your time. Because when I start talking,
I'm gonna give you the floor.
Nah, you can keep the flow. I'm gonna float above you.
All right, restoration. Bring that up now. Bring that screen up. Yeah, because to be honest about it, Oli, I've yet to still see you. I said, what is the formula for justice? What is the formula for punishment? I've yet to hear you say it. But let's finish. Make because I remember it's 1 to 10. This is 2 to 10. Maybe you had it at 9 to 10. But you know what? Everything's going to be okay. Slow down. Let's push this information forward. Restoration. Bully time. Restoration is the act of bringing something back to its original or former state, such as what? Repairing an old building, returning health to a person, or bring back a rule or law. What? Let's take this down, man. I'm tired of playing games. Let's cook. So I know y'all probably. So I know in y'all minds, y'all like, yo, what the f is O doing? Why is O bringing this up? This is why I'm bringing this up. I asked Oli a specific question. I said, what is the formula for punishment? What is the formula? What is the formula for retribution? What is the formula to hold these people accountable? Now, the reason I brought it up, because these are the three key points that Oli said would lead into a formula / a solution. To make it quite frank, a solution for our people. So this is the question I pose. Have we ever been given a formal apology? No. Have we been restored? No. Have we been given restitution? No. Have we been given reparations? No. They were supposed to give it to us with 40 acres and a mule, and they reneged on that. Every treaty dating back to the Native Americans of this land, every treaty that they made, I think it was 200 or 290 or 300 and something, the goddamn white man broke every treaty. He can't keep his promise. He can't do it. He can't. So the thing is, I try to look at it from Oli's lens, but the thing is, I'm having a hard time. And this is why they need to be judged as a nation, not on an individual basis. So I think I proved my point. Like I said, I threw this together right quick. Hold on, what did I do? Because I'm biblical. I use scripture. Hold on, I use scripture. I used some of Oli's talking points, and I lined them up. Hold on, lined them up and blah 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 blah. Omar the bully coming in. Hey man, let me tell you, man, we didn't come in, getting off work late. Man, my goddamn feet was killing me, man. My back hurting, man. I said, man, let me throw together something right quick, man. We don't need 2 days. Hold on, what does it say? Restoring. He fell. Restoring what was taken. Already broke that down. A human plan for racial and individual dignity. Human justice. Section 2. A response to Omar's Stark challenge. Let's eat. I'm gonna mute out, man. It's bully time. Let's get it.
All right. So Quantum, can I get
it? Hold on.
Quantum, I was trying to get out of the ring, and I'm not gonna be long because I know you got some stuff.
No.
Go ahead.
You had your time with Omar. I mean, you had your time with
Go ahead.
Omar. This is because Omar issued me a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And he said I didn't go over these things. Let me bring this back over to make sure people understand what complete justice is. Because what Omar failed to tell y'all in his straw man of explanation of what I was putting forward was absolutely unseasoned meat. Don't eat it. He cooked. I'd advise you not to eat. And why? Because what Omar just did was what they would call a whole lot of gish gallop. When I talked about retribution, restitution, and restoration, was not in the capacity that Omar so so enthusiastically claimed that I used. He asked me a question. He did. He said, what would divine punishment look like? What would punishment look like? I told him I don't see punishment because I believe that, and at the first of this, I showed it. He seemed to have forgot. I granted each and every one of these premises.
No, no, Oli.
Omar, I didn't say a word. I laughed a couple of times when you was talking. And you have the right to laugh.
Oli,
but could you please
I'm pressed for
be
time.
quiet? I let you misrepresentate my.
Can you go back to the three? Oli, can you just go back to the three? Can you please go back to the three? Just go back to the three right quick, and then I'm gonna let you cook. And then no, go back to the three. Just please, brother.
I don't need your help.
Brother.
I'll get back to that three.
No,
because I gotta
hold on. Hey Omar.
Don't crash out.
Hey, listen.
I know it's hurting already.
He
you put yourself up
there.
Man.
We don't want to
bird dropping.
He is the host.
You just enthusiastically said you was.
I'll wait. Salaki. I'll wait.
I ain't gonna let you do it. You enthusiastically jumped up there and ran out of charcoal, and you put that meat up there like it was done, and it wasn't. I let you cook for that long, and you should have used the microwave for that bullshit. You keep trying to take them off of it. Remember, guys, this wasn't something that I started. Me and Omar was having a discussion because A1 and him and GD and Capone had sparred one night. I came in the next morning to spar and started sparring. And he said, what would punishment look like then? If you don't punish the nation, how do you? And I told him I would do something better. I would tell him what justice would look like. He said, tell me what the formula that you would use for divine justice. He said, I never gave it to him. I gave you a formula. Knowledge plus intention plus action plus authority plus harm caused plus the benefit of knowing, received, or retained plus responsibility after recognition equals individual moral responsibility. I did. And why did I give you this formula? Because you asked for it. And plus, it shows that an omniscient God could evaluate every one of these factors perfectly. And race alone does not determine any of these things that you would have to have for a moral responsibility for anything that's happened when you omniscient and omnipotent. I did. I told you this in the first, you came in like you hadn't ever seen this. So now we're going to get back to this. And I ain't going to let you talk yet. Give me 3 minutes. And when I say I'm done, it might be after 3 minutes, but you just have to hold on. When you unwittingly brought up these words a while ago, you gave straw man definitions and context of how I was using these words. For some reason, you forgot that I had these. For some reason, you forgot that I said retribution addresses the offender. Punishing a thief does not automatically return the stolen property. This is what I said about retribution. This is what I said about restitution. Returning the stolen asset to its rightful place, addresses what was wrongfully taken. I did. And you said that. You said it in some other type of improper ambush type scholarship way, but hey, to each his own. I won't eat it. I will hold it up and show him how hard it is. What kind of toast is this? Too hard. I'm not eating it. Restoration addresses what was damaged. Punishing an oppressor does not automatically heal the victim. Omar, do you understand that? That it don't matter how many people you heal, some people might not get over it still. You talking about this certain thing that was put on us and how it mentally might have harmed some of us, and that we in some type of peril and can't function without saying, oh, the breath. Israel turned its back on God. God chose these nations to put as the perpetrators of his curses upon us. And now you telling me we have to continue with this insult of our intelligence, of an unloving, uncaring system of judgment when this happened to us, and you think that doing it to somebody else is actually what's going to make it right? And it won't. Because let's just say you was right. Not all of the Hebrews was sinning and turning their back. This shows the incoherence of the entire idea. From the jump, it's been incoherent. When you decided to say, yes, I'm cursed, I would never want to say I'm a person that's cursed. Why? So people can continue to perpetrate things up on me and say, don't worry, God gonna take you out of it. Continue to take this like this, because if we're going by what we mean when we say restoration from authority, I granted you all of these for the sake of argument. God does exist. God is the creator. God is omniscient. God is omnipotent. God is perfectly just. God chose Israel. Israel entered a covenant. Israel violated that covenant. Israel violated that covenant. Israel violated that covenant. I always have to say that 3 times because it sticks hard on me, because those 4 words right there mean so much when we're talking about who needs punishment. And you don't want to say the individuals, because it would be too hard to say it would have been right for God to take each and every individual who was going against God and did something to them. But in the incoherence of trying to find a system where a certain people can be the head of something, this is still what we have. And you're right. We only on part 1. Part 3 is already ready. But when I start showing you the inconsistencies and why there's so many, one west should be 66 wests, because everybody wants to be the one who says who's going to get what when they get it. And who's giving anybody this authority? I asked you about a method of how they found out GDN. I asked GDN, and GDN gave me a nice little method of how they found out who might be these people and how they sexted them out. But then amongst them people, who gonna be choosing who's doing stuff? Who's getting this? Who's getting to get retribution for their ancestors? What happened to your ancestors? Besides, was your ancestors really one of the ones who got killed? Was any of the babies that got killed actually your ancestors, or was your ancestors any of the ones who made it all the way through without nothing happening? We don't know none of this. The incoherence of even wanting some type of system like this is what happened when you said you're going to enter a covenant and then go against it. We shouldn't be blaming nobody but our ancestors. They the ones went against God. And then God has the idea to say, I'm going to put some nations above you, and these nations going to punish you, and they're going to slave you. And now, all of a sudden, what they supposedly did to us is what we're supposed to do to them, because it was so wrong, even though your God is the one that said it was supposed to happen. What am I missing? You talking about some cognitive dissonance. I'm just to steel man your argument to show you the redundance of the whole thing. You don't believe that God is all-knowing. You say you do, but you don't. And the reason I know you don't is because in no possible world would it ever be logical for the thing that happened to you that hurt you to be the thing that is the answer to make you feel good. You talking about I want white? No. It's deeper than just wanting to say that the white people don't need to be there. I got kids.
I got 10 minutes, Oli. I got 10 minutes left.
I'm sorry, but sorry to hear that. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. So give me 8 minutes. No, I'm just playing with you. Cause I'm gonna do this after you. I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I have to get on to this section too.
That's I only need 2 minutes. I only need 2 minutes.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can have the rest of the time you need, Omar. Until you need to leave. Make sure you get everything off your chest. Because like I told you, I got a 10 piece for you. By the time I finish that 10, the logical inconsistencies will be put forward. And you just remember, you're the one that asked me to do this. I didn't ask to do this.
Okay, mute out. Give me my 2 to 3 minutes. You got a 10 piece for me? Well, guess what? Omar the Bully got a 50 shot for you. Let's push this information forward. Let's push this forward. Oli, do me a favor, brother. Go back to that 3. Go back to that 3. Hurry up.
No, you got to get your own slides. I'm not working for you. No way, no how.
Man, this ain't sweating to the oldies. No, my brother.
Listen. I'm not gonna cook your food for you. No, you said that you could cook.
I know it's spooky time. Nah, it's spooky. It's spooky.
You said that you could cook, Omar. You said let you cook. I'm gonna let you cook. You didn't bring no food now. Now you want me to go to the store and bring your food. No, I'm just fucking with you, Omar.
I know you is. Come on, you. Listen. You already know, man. We going in. You already know, man. I got love for you, man. You my brother. But like I said, it's gloves are off. Gloves are off for this 30 minutes. And you already know
30,
how.
Dang, I thought you said you got 2 minutes. You said you.
No. I'm saying from the start. From the start.
Oh, okay.
From the start.
So
I got probably maybe 2 to 4 minutes left. I'm gonna try to go as quickly as I can so you can give a response, and then I can land my plane. Okay, so it's bully time. Let's address these: retribution, restitution, restoration. So I got a question for everybody that's listening. So when it comes to retribution, restitution, restoration, has a so-called white man even made an attempt, because we know for a fact, us us throughout South America, Central America, throughout the Virgin Islands, all these places that we was dropped off as slaves. Hold on. Have they even made an attempt to give us retribution? Omar the Bully, no. Has an attempt to give us restitution been made? Omar the Bully, no. Let's move forward. Restoration, has they made an attempt to restore us? Omar the Bully, no. Oli, your points are really falling short, brother. This is my thing. I can see dealing with these three attributes. Let's say if they even gave us one, and it was genuine about giving us even one of these, you know what? My argument would be different. But they haven't made an attempt, and when they did make an attempt, and they made an agreement. They went back on their agreements. 40 acres and a mule. Did niggas get it? Absolutely no. Hold on. Reparations? Was niggas giving that? Nope. Let's move forward. Have we ever been? Did we get retribution? Punishment of the thief does not to the punishment. No. Have we been restored? Oh, absolutely not. So, Oli, your points fall apart because guess what? Like I said, I want to address this as being fair. To be fair, I could see if they have given us one of these complete justice. This is your Jones. This is your Jones. You made this. I didn't make it.
No, this comes from your Bible.
No.
This comes from your view. This comes from your view.
Let me push. Now let me show this one scripture. Because like I said, I don't want to run over my time. I want to be quick. So
all the time in the world.
So guess what? No. So guess what? No, man. I gotta do something.
Stay in the water.
I gotta do something.
I hate when the frogs jump out the pot.
You've already been unalived because what you're trying to do. I asked you to come up with a formula, some type of I don't know if you wanted to put it like in a mathematical equation, or if you want to just put it in a basic logical. You can't do it. They never made an attempt. Listen, they never made an attempt to restore us. They never made an attempt to give us retribution. They never made an attempt to give us restitution / reparations. Hold on. We still got niggas asking them to give us a formal apology. We still got FBA niggas asking for restitution / restoration. We still got niggas. We still got niggas / FBA niggas asking to, hey man, y'all gotta restore us. There has not been an attempt to do that. Hold on.
Omar, I just got one question. I just got one question, and then I'm gonna let you in. Just one question. And God has done any of these things?
That's gonna be for part 3. Hold on. You see all those?
That's a yes or no question. Could you please I know we ain't debating or nothing, but this is a yes or no question.
Remember,
you just asked me.
Was at work all day.
Let me clarify.
I threw my Jones together in 25-30 minutes. After having a long day, my feet still hurt, my back still hurt. Give a nigga a break. Hold on. Give a nigga a break. Hold on. Give a nigga a break, or should the nigga that was in slavery ask the white man to give him a break when he was getting cracked over the back with the whip?
Ask me.
No. Omar the Bully once again. Let's push this information. Let's push this information forward. Nope, I don't want to go back. Let's move forward. Show my screen because I'm finna pull up this scripture.
As I stated, Omar, you said that these haven't been given to us. Has God given any of those to us?
I'm gonna address those in part 3, and we're gonna do a part 3 tomorrow. Because guess what?
So that's a no.
I got a few days off. Guess what? Guess what?
So that's a no.
I got Sunday and Monday off. So guess what? I got all day Sunday and Monday. I got all day Sunday and Monday to go hours. Like I said, I'm past my 30 minutes. I got my company downstairs waiting on me. I gotta get to them.
I knew you had company tonight.
Yeah, I do.
All right, Omar. Thank you.
I do. Hold on. Let me show this one scripture before we get up out of here, and then I'll take maybe one or two. I'll take one closing question, and then I'll close out. But then I don't know how long my company gonna be here. I don't know how long y'all gonna be on. Listen, I'm still chime in with my phone and chime in. I just may be able to hop back on the panel. You know, once I entertain these vagabonds. No, I'm playing. I love my company. I love them. They good people. So, okay, let me show this right quick. Revelations. Let's cook. Let's get into this, baby. Because your boy. This is gonna be nasty. Because, like I said, I like to back up what I say with scripture. Show that goddamn screen, man. Show that damn screen, man. Show my goddamn screen. And I'm gonna close out with this. Because, like I said, I have my own understanding, but the thing is, damn near 100% of my understanding line up with biblical scripture. Show my screen. Shalom, Big Cos. Hey, Big Cos. I'm gonna try to jump back on, brother. What? Yo, Omar the bully. Let's push forward with this information. Revelation 13 and 10. KJV 10. See, this is the thing. Brothers like Oli and brothers like Humble, see, what they want you to do, they want you to go to the scripture. But guess what? This is what 25 minutes of work do when you, hold on, when you just did a 12-hour shift, your feet and your back hurting, you just get home, you got the white baby come down there, all my friends, come on, oh, we gonna come over there. I'm like, damn, and hold on, and then I get the alert, hold on, I got the alert damn near literally when I was clocking out. I was just clocking out, and I got the alert. And then I got in the car, and then I'm looking at the thing. I'm like, oh snap, man, damn. I was like, shit. But I was like, you know what? Go home, hop in the shower right quick, throw something on, because I had my company coming over, and I was like, yo, you got to throw something together right quick. This is how you be a bully. Let's end it with here. Revelation 13 and 10. Let the bro of Omar cook. I'm tired of this. 10. What, Oli? Hold on, Oli. Matter of fact, Oli, read 10. You read it. Read 10, nigga. I want you to read it. You read it.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints.
Yo, that nigga Omar, I can't use profanity. That nigga's a, oh my God, yo, hold on, read it, hold on, no, I'll read it. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be, hold on, Salaki. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that will be unalive by the sword must be, hold on. He that unalive with the sword must be unalive with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. So this is the thing. For all my ancestors that got packed on the slave ship. No, listen. No matter if you want to say were the numbers high or the numbers low, but we do know for a fact niggas got packed on slave ships. We did. So here's the thing here. I'm a wait patient, just like my ancestors did. Hold on. But this is a different conversation. I can also segue on our people that look just like us that was already here before niggas got up off that slave ship. That's a whole different subject.
Yeah, that's where you should have been in the first place.
No. So the thing is, Oli, I've backed my stance up with scripture, which to me is most important. I've backed my scripture up with history. I've backed my scripture up with talking points. I've validated all my points. I've yet to hear you hold those people accountable for their atrocities, and then the formula for punishment, for judgment. What did Frank Castle say? What did Frank Castle say?
What did I say? I said stay tuned. This is a 10-part series.
I don't care what you said.
Fuck Frank Castle, nigga.
Nigga, I don't care what you said.
Fuck Frank Castle. Frank Castle ain't doing nothing over here.
Because nigga, what you're doing,
I'm gonna show you why
I'm
showing you why your thoughts are incoherent.
You want to hold the Israelites accountable for breaking the law, but you don't want to hold a goddamn white man accountable.
No, you don't want to hold the Israelites accountable.
No, you don't want to do it, nigga.
You don't want to hold the Israelites accountable.
You don't want to do it because you don't like.
You don't want to hold the Israelites accountable.
You don't like accountability, and guess what?
Why am I trying to hold the Israelites accountable?
You do not like accountability.
Why am I trying to hold the Israelites accountable?
You don't like holding people accountable. You don't.
Who is the first cause of our problems?
It's evident. Look, man, my time
is
up.
I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Who is the first cause of my problem?
Oli, my time is up. My time is up. They down there. They down there. They watching the TV. They seeing me kick ass all over the place. So it's all
man. They embarrassed with you. They putting that.
I noticed one thing. You don't like accountability. This is what accountability is to you. Accountability to you is to give somebody a handshake or to give them a hug and then just say I'm sorry and then just and then you go your way, I go my way. Hell no.
Man.
Hell
That's
no.
A straw man.
Hell no.
Hell
man. No. Nigga, there's repercussions. There's repercussions, especially when you deal with blood, nigga. Blood. Hold on. I'm gonna show one more scripture for you. Let me show one more.
You said you was done now, Omar. You
trying
to
show one more scripture, and I'm
trying to take off my time. You showing scriptures and stuff that don't even mean nothing.
I want to show one more scripture, man.
You showing stuff that don't mean nothing. Am I gonna ever get?
No, nigga, I'm showing everything that means something.
We got a 10-part series. You said you had a 50-piece.
It hurts.
Let me go ahead and get these slides out the way, man.
Hold on.
Show y'all where
I got one more.
So this is how it starts, guys.
Hold on, bro. I got one more. Let me show one more.
No, Omar, because you keep on trying. I keep on trying to talk. You said you was gonna leave,
brother. I got one more.
Hey, Omar, hold on, Omar. He is the host of the show, bro. Hold on,
I'm gonna give y'all the chance. Man, come on, man. Y'all gotta at least let me show one more scripture, and I'm gonna leave it. Or you know what? I'm gonna save this scripture because I'm gonna kick y'all ass with this scripture on the wall. Hey, yo, I gotta close out. Hey, okay. So this is Omar back to brotherhood mode. Salakia, family. I had to go in the conversation. The heated moment is over. So now I'm gonna go back into the brotherly mode. So, you know, I definitely got to give respect to my brother A1 for even giving us this platform. I definitely got to give respect and much love to my brother Oli, because Oli is my brother at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I know why he's putting up the fight that he's putting up, and I've looked at it from his lens. And as far as my book, he's a brother, and he is gonna me too, and these are things that I hope, I wish, and that I pray for, and also with his family, and that's how much respect and love I got for this brother. Go ahead, Oli.
Yeah. One thing I can say is Omar do wish me well. So no matter what it is, if I'm right or wrong, if he right or wrong, whatever happened to me, I know Omar wished me well, because
facts, man. Facts, man. Yeah, facts. But because you know, I don't want to make these talking points like I'm trying to come at my brother to try to drag my brother down to obliterate my brother, to make my brother feel like he's nothing, to make my brother feel like his opinion ain't valued and what he believes in is not valued or respected, even if I do disagree with it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's why not the warning, what they call it when you give like before you speak, like you know how brothers take something and say fair
disclaimer. A disclaimer.
Yeah, I gave a disclaimer in the beginning before I even started speaking. I said, look,
yeah.
I said, look, Omar is finna go into battle mode, so it might get a little harsh, but I said at the end of the battle, you already know I'm gonna give much love and much respect to my brothers. And I told you before, I respect you and I love you as a brother, Oli, straight up and down. You know that. Even brother Humble too. My brother Cosmon, what up, Doe? Him too. And of course, of course, A1, GD and Capone, Kasai, all these brothers. No matter if a person want to agree with me or not, you know what I'm saying? As long as the person is a lost sheep, or you lost, you in some other methodology or whatever, some other belief, that's cool. You still a lost sheep or a child of Israel. And I gotta love my brothers, you know what I'm saying? So I did give that disclaimer, but before we went in, the battle's over, so it ain't nothing but respect and love after that. I gotta dip out. Hey, I'm gonna be listening in on my phone. I gotta go entertain my company. I'm gonna see if I can get a little moment to maybe hop back in for maybe another 10 or 15 minutes, but I'm gonna be listening though. And remember,
we got you. Thanks a lot.
Khan Adawan Khan, and remember, the boogeyman is always listening.
Yeah, Cosma.
I'm gonna mute out though. I'm gonna stay on the panel, but I'm just gonna mute out.
All right, bet.
Man, what's the word, Jelly Birds? Man, what y'all got going on?
Oh man, trying to get this handled with Omar. Omar issued me a challenge about a week ago, and we just getting it handled. I came up with a 10-part system, and he's already falling apart and straw man in my. He doing real good at feeling that he's selling his points, but if you're only selling them to yourself, then how can you lose? So shout out to Omar. I will continue to pummel this with just senseful and reasonable thinking. It isn't hard in my view, but what you been up to, Cosmo, man?
Oh, man, gritting and grinding. You already know. Wheels to the pavement, my baby. Shit.
Straight up.
Nothing changing. You think what I'm talking about? Holding on like a hubcap in the fast line. I'm still spinning, though.
Word GD in here. That's right, man. Sure. You know what it is, what I've been doing, what we've been doing, just trying to find a way to get some information out. See if anybody can find something to grab hold to and make a reasonable decision every now and then. Omar was really big on saying that accountability wasn't in my forte, and I know why he was doing that. He was trying to get under my skin. I'm not going to let you do it, because he does know that the end result of my entire view calls for accountability in a way that's unprecedented, in a way that hasn't been seen in modern philosophy. I'm going to start talking like Donald Trump.
All right, maybe I'm not following. When you say accountability, what like accountability, like to who or
accountability,
taking accountability.
Accountability for self and the choices that we make, without saying that some type of evil hopped in you and made you do something, or it's something good happened and you didn't have anything to do with it when you know you did. It's just accountability for that, which for me would bring forth accountability for everybody making their choices and just making the right choice to not do things that aren't in a persistent manner, especially when we know that it could harm or is harming. And so for me, it extends from self to family to community to beyond. You know how the community go to civilization or culture, civilization. But we all got to play a part, and that part is basically being accountable for the choices we make.
Do the God take accountability?
Who's God?
The God, right? Y'all talking about in a religious sense, right?
Oh, and his no, that's no, that guy right there ain't taking accountability. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about
Yeah, I was just
who,
trying to see like how is it that the man got to take responsibility, but the God don't, or accountability,
right,
right?
and that
For his
that's that was the
actions,
point I was.
deeds, character, nature. If that got to happen to the man, don't the God got to also function within his own laws?
Well, that's what I was trying to push for him to answer. That's what he didn't want to answer. That's where he got to getting back on me. Cause I mean, and I before I even get to God, you know what I'm saying? Because God gave the ancestors, I'm gonna say our Hebrew ancestors, he gave them a covenant. And so they knew what they were supposed to do and not do. So I can't even blame God in this sense. I can blame them because they knew they wasn't supposed to do it and yet still did do it. So it seemed like the accountability has been taken again out of the
Yeah,
hands of
what they
man.
do?
I I guess
Because
was
I
worshiping.
was hearing some people saying they did something that God punished them and
Yeah, that was
they
worshiping
weren't
other
talking about and
gods.
all that shit. I was just trying to figure out what they did.
Yeah, worshiping other gods and uh I guess that's
There are other
basically it,
guys.
worshiping other gods. It was
That's
supposed to be
crazy. There's other gods. It's crazy that it's saying that because the Bible said there is no other gods besides me. When I created the heavens and earth, there wasn't nobody there. That's what the Bible say.
that's what he say.
So what other gods? I'm confused.
Man, and you will be, Cosma. You we continue to be confused by this type of reasoning. I do. I know I do. I can't act like I don't. It's simply for the fact that I want to be accountable, that I'll never let somebody tell me that I didn't do something or that I ain't the direct cause for the things that's happening. And I can agree that sometimes you aren't the direct cause, but I'm talking about for me. I would know when I'm the direct cause and when I'm not, and when to take accountability for things, whether good or bad, because that observation and that experience is my own. So I ain't got to lie about none of that. You know what you're doing. You know what choices you. Me myself, I got to always say that in my observations, in my research, I've always come to the conclusion that I make every choice that I have ever made.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find no devil. And me not being able to find the devil
Well,
made me have to ask the questions about who is supposed to be created the devil, and that became incoherent. And so, you know where
well,
I ended.
well, if it is about the choices that you make in reality, and well, we would sense that the God and the Satan you would be looking for would be in yourself.
Correct. That's where we. That's where
So,
that.
so could this satanic or godlike uh be narrowed down to positive or negative decisions that put you in ascension or declension?
Cosma with some intelligible reasoning. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, I be listen, man. Y'all gonna catch on one time. I don't know how long I've been saying this. You'll catch
Since
on though.
since 1886, man.
Hey, shit. 1881. It's been cracked.
1881.
It's been cracking. But it'll catch on.
Shout out to Creative Gang, man.
Man, salute the gang, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all stay low key firing, man.
Jib, thanks for stopping by. I don't know if you and Humble might have wanted to touch on y'all debate or anything. Anybody got a
what?
It's always is Humble still here? Oh, Humble.
Yeah, I'm here. You know, I'm right here. I'm just chilling, eat my seeds.
Yeah, it was looking bad for my brother Humble, man. I just seen that he wanted to say he was bringing up my name a lot. You dig what I'm talking about? So I just looked at his information. He was talking about naturalism. He stand on naturalism. And my point is that naturalism is just as subjective as any religion.
Can you prove that?
Yes.
What's the definition of naturalism?
Okay. Now, which question do you want me to ask first?
Number one, I want you to tell me the definition of naturalism, and then
all right, let's look it up.
And then number two, I want you to tell me if naturalism is objective or subjective.
It's a subjective point of view. Yeah. It's applied to science. Yeah. You don't have to do it. Yeah, it's a choice. It's subjective. Watch this.
You want to look it up, or you want
definition of naturalism. Let's look up the definition of naturalism. A philosophical belief. Hey, belief.
What you say?
A philosophical belief that everything arises from natural properties and causes, and supernatural or spiritual explanations are excluded or discounted. It's a belief. It's subjective.
He just said supernatural was a belief. He just said naturalism was a belief, right? Is naturalism a subjective belief? No. Naturalism is generally considered an objective framework or philosophical worldview rather than a subjective belief. Didn't Cosmon just say it was a subjective belief? Though its underlying assumptions depend on empirical. What do the assumptions depend on? Empirical observations and human reasoning.
It's an assumption.
That's called a theory. To understand why it helps to look at naturalism, causes, and how it differs from subjective viewpoints. What is naturalism? In philosophy, naturalism is the idea that only natural laws and forces, as opposed to supernatural, spiritual ones, operate in the universe. Objective focus. Naturalism looks at outward and the physical world, nature, and the cosmos. It holds that reality is knowable through empirical science. What do naturalism say? Nature is knowable through empirical science, observation, and logical analysis. Methods designed to minimize personal biases and subjective interpretations.
Are beliefs subjective?
Yes.
Once again, naturalism is the philosophical belief that everything arises from nature, right? Naturalism is the belief that nothing exists beyond the natural world. That's what it is. It's subjective. It's all in your mind. It's just a lens that limits your point of view to what you can see scientifically.
So the issue that you're having, right here, is the word belief, right? Let's get to it. Hold on.
Yeah, beliefs are subjective.
Watch this. Is it a subjective choice to apply naturalism to science? Applying naturalism to science, specifically methodological naturalism, is generally viewed not as a purely arbitrary subjective choice, but as a pragmatic operational necessity.
Keep reading.
For scientific method to function, which means without naturalism, science doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. That's crap.
So listen, it says
crap.
in actual scientific practice, researchers use methodological naturalism. This means science assumes that the very phenomenon has a natural explanation and restricts the navigation to the physical worldview. Hold on one second.
Are assumptions are assumptions subjective?
Not in
Because you act
science.
like you're cooking, but you're not saying
not
nothing.
In
you're
science.
punching yourself in the head.
Do you know what a theory is?
Yeah, I know what a theory is.
Okay. So when you assume something, right, in science, what do you or you ask the question?
It
you
can be built on facts. It can be totally wrong. Just
so
like
if you're making a
naturalism
theory,
is.
hold on one second.
See,
if you're making a
I already destroyed naturalism. Naturalism
watch
is
this
dead.
really fast. Do scientists make assumptions based off of? Hold on. I'm gonna write it down. I got you. Watch this. This the issue that he having right here. Do scientists make assumptions based off belief or accumulated knowledge? Man. Let's get into it. Watch this. Scientists make assumptions, but those assumptions are almost entirely based on accumulated knowledge and empirical success rather than metaphysical belief. So when we're making assumption, when a naturalist makes an assumption, he's not basing it on something that he believes. He's basing it on the accumulated knowledge about the subject that he already has.
What does objective mean?
Which is different than what you're saying.
What does objective mean?
Subjective means something.
I said objective.
Objective is something that is true or exists that is non-dependent upon a feeling, a thought, or perspective.
Well, objective actually means not influenced by personal feelings or opinions.
That's what I just said. Something that exists.
Hold on, brother. That's not what you said. You're trying to twist
it is what I
around.
just said.
No, not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing facts. Subjective means it's based on or influenced by personal feelings, taste, and opinions. So you be using the words wrong. And
no,
like I said,
objective literally means something that exists outside of someone's. We just said the same thing, Cosmo. What are you talking about?
Listen, applying naturalism to science is largely a subjective philosophical choice.
All right, I'm gonna put this down since I just showed you it wasn't. Now show me it is.
Okay.
Show me.
Now watch this.
Prove it to me.
Specifically, watch this. I am. Watch now. I'm watching right now. I'm telling you right now. Listen. Applying naturalism, right? Let's just ask the question: is it a subjective choice?
No, I just showed you it wasn't.
Listen. Be quiet. We heard what you said. I let you talk. You all mad. What's up? You okay?
No, we here. We getting it in. Come on, let's go.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, simmer down, humble. Is it a subjective choice to apply naturalism to science? Right? The answer is applying naturalism to science is largely a subjective philosophical choice. Specifically, the adaptation or adoption of methodological naturalism, right? Why? Watch this. While it is the foundational working assumption of modern science, this framework is a chosen rule of the game rather than an absolute or empirically provable truth. Right? Right off top, that's a headshot, right? Because it shows you that your working idea is an assumption. Do you know what the assumption of naturalism is? Sir.
Oh, I'm here with it. Just let me know.
What is the working assumption? Why do they believe naturalism works?
They don't believe naturalism works. I just broke down to you how that. What? Are you not paying attention? I just broke down to you. They don't believe naturalism works. The assumption, you asked me the question the first time. What assumption
is naturalism built on? Your Gish Galaxy.
The assumption that naturalism is built on is the known knowledge of thermodynamics, the laws of thermodynamics.
So the laws of thermodynamics.
Yes.
But the actual working assumption of naturalism is a closed loop system. Right,
and that's exactly what thermodynamics said.
In that closed loop system, guess what? Guess what can't happen? Right, in a closed system in classical mechanics would be considered an isolated system in thermodynamics. It doesn't work in nature.
So now you don't know about. So this goes back to listen. If I gotta give Dr. Clark any credit for anything he influenced, he most definitely stuck me with this. Every time you open your mouth, you tell me what you do not know. You just showed me you don't know anything about the laws of thermodynamics. The laws of thermodynamics literally says, it points out, that's exactly what the laws are doing, how we live in a closed system.
It's not provable. And hasn't been proven. And let me show you what I do know, right? This is from P. Johnson, right? From Darwin on Trial, page 116, 117, right? Naturalism assumes the entire realm of nature to be a closed system of material causes and effects, which cannot be influenced by anything from quote unquote outside. But scientific naturalism makes the same point by starting with the assumption that science, which studies only the natural observable or what's observable, is our only reliable path to knowledge. That's per Darwin on Trial. That's from P. Johnson, right? Showing you that what the brother is talking about can't even stand on its own grounds. Watch this. Because in a non-relativistic system, right, or classic mechanics, a closed system is a physical system that doesn't exchange any matter with its surroundings and isn't subject to any force whose source is external to the system or on the outside. What he's talking about, hold on, watch this. But what he's talking about is a all the way closed off system, and he assumes that a universe that we can't see the edge of, right? So, and he can't hold on. And his assumption in thermodynamics can't prove naturally, and his naturalism in the Big Bang, he has conflict right there that he can't prove his idea that it's a closed loop system, because guess why? In a closed loop system, in classical mechanics, would be considered an isolated system. So for instance, he wants us to believe that our Earth, which is an open system, is in a solar system, which is an open system, which is also sits in a galaxy that is an open system, is somehow in a closed system of the universe.
Joe, this man, Every time he open his mouth, he tell me what he do not know. First off, right, if you look up just the first law of thermodynamics, what does the first law say? Right? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but transmitted from state to state. The easiest law of thermodynamics. Why is this the case? Because all energy that ever was, ever will be, is contained in this universe. Showing, right, that we don't get any influence of this universe from outside of this universe. Any.
That's an assumption.
Unless
you can't prove it.
know
Prove
about
it.
some outside.
Prove it.
I
mean, anybody can say it, but you can't prove it. Prove it. This is what's wrong with your naturalism.
What you mean, prove it? It's proven.
Prove it, nigga. Prove that ain't nothing messing with the outside.
First
Prove
law
that there is an outside.
Thermodynamics.
Prove that there is an outside. Well, what you're saying is in a closed loop system, thermodynamics can't happen. Because nothing is coming. See, you got to exchange for thermodynamics. You're saying it all happens in this little pool of water. Prove it. Show us the edge. Watch me hit him with the Hadouken. Share my screen real quick. Watch this. Let me show you what he ducking. Right? This is what he ducking. Right? And his whole naturalism system is a duck. Why? Because they running. The reason why they assume, because he's making assumptions, he ain't pulled up nothing to show you that the universe is a closed system. Our solar system ain't. Our galaxy ain't. Show us one closed loop system. Right? Notice he ain't showed you no scientific test. See, what he trying to avoid is the problem of a first cause, or what started this Big Bang that his naturalism is built on. See, I ain't trying to break it down into its little parts. I'm gonna shoot it in the head, kill the whole. Right? See, theorists like my brother propose that the universe is in a closed time-like loop or a self-causal system. This is what they believe. In these models, the universe might expand or collapse into a big crunch and trigger the next Big Bang. Or time itself might loop so that the end of the universe somehow causes its own beginning. Right? Like I was saying, I'm sure it's a brother in prison right now wishing that the beginning of his time was his end. Right? But the nail in the coffin for this, I'm just gonna hit him with the double. Hit him off the top. The whole thing that, see, his idea of naturalism is built on a foundation, and it's an assumption that we're in a closed loop system, right? But what shoots what starts to kneecap this naturalism is called the Hubble constant. The Hubble constant represents the rate at which the universe is expanding. Proven by observations from the Hubble telescope. The tension arises because astrophysicists use two different highly precise methods to measure this expansion rate, and the results completely disagree. Right? They use one way with using a cosmic microwave background, and they use another way, right, where astronomers physically measure the distance and speed of real observable cosmic objects in our nearby universe, like pulsating Cepheid stars or exploding type 1A supernova, to construct cosmic distance ladders. And look, what we find out is that they ain't even the same. So at the Big Bang, they had 67.4 parsecs, right? But his naturalism can't tell you that while we observing it right now today, it's actually moving in at 73. So it's speeding up. Right? How? Right? So his naturalist math ain't mathing. Naturalism can't even prove its own foundational assumption of a closed loop system. So now we got to ask, does naturalism, and you can answer, brother, does naturalism and any of its various isms or theoretical iterations offer an explanation as to why its own predictions are completely wrong?
So, what predictions are that you're saying that are? Because you didn't say anything. First off, you were
The closed
speaking
loop
about
system.
right. So
Yeah, he
again,
debunked that because in the early universe, whether you believed it or not, you didn't want to see this. There's a way that they measure this, right? And I know you probably don't want to believe Cosmon. You dig what I'm talking about the failure or your naturalist, point of view. But once again, remember, a closed system in the classical mechanics would be considered an isolated system in thermodynamics. So his can't even.
Where do we get our energy from? Do we get our energy from outside of our universe? Is there another universe outside of our universe that gives our universe energy?
The point is, man can't step out there and see. And guess what? As far as we can see, there ain't no edge, no closed loop.
So, so then there's no edge. And you just keep going and going and going.
Then it's all in the universe. But look, I'm not saying
right. Okay, so now where do the supernatural fit in there? Where do the supernatural
I didn't say nothing about supernatural. You can't explain supernatural.
Where do Jehovah fit in there?
For Jehovah is the universe.
No. You see? But then they got this nigga talking.
So wait a minute.
But then they got him talking. He's talking about Jehovah is the universe. But then he talking to angels in another sense. How is Jehovah the universe and then he talking to angels?
Will you shut up and admit
that you are
ignorant? Hold on. Will you shut up and admit that you are ignorant? If I go in Owaspy and show you that in the definition of Jehovah, it say the universe.
No. Well, just because it says the universe, he's still a deity that's talking to other angels.
No, he's not, nigga.
Yes, he do. So you telling me he don't talk to a man in the Owaspy Bible?
Lying, nigga.
So if I cannot wait for this. Don't worry about it. Wait till tomorrow, bro.
Hold on, listen.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna drop it all tomorrow.
Right.
You going to see
what
tomorrow.
you need to do is drop right now and go in Owaspy and pull up Jehovah and see if it references him as the universe.
Yes, it references him as the universe, but it also references him as the creator, and this creator is talking to people in the Owaspy Bible.
It's the universe, bro. See, the problem you're having is this is from the mouth of the astrophysicists themselves. This is a double Hubble Hadouken for your face. See, from the Astrophysical Journal, right? Y'all showing my screen? Is my screen still showing? Yeah, watch this. This is from the Astrophysical Journal. The discrepancy between the observed expansion rate of the universe and the predictions of the standard model, like naturalism uses, right? Suggests that our understanding of the universe may be incomplete, with 2 NASA flagships telescopes now confirming each other's findings, that y'all was wrong, that we must take this Hubble tension problem very serious. Now, this is from Nobel laureate and lead author Adam Rees, right? He won a Nobel Prize, bro. A Bloomberg distinguished professor and J. Thomas Barber, right? Physics and astronomer at Johns Hopkins University. There they go, right? Now, like I showed you, for comparison, the Earth, the solar system, and the galaxy are not closed systems. And what we need, and what the brother is just going to have to figure out and find out, you dig what I'm talking about, is if the foundational principle of your theory, and yours is a closed loop, can't be proven objectively, then the theory can't stand objectively. Now, if you can show us this, you dig what I'm talking about. If not, you just got scudded. Your foundation is a belief. It's an assumption.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna go over some of this a little later tomorrow too, because y'all know I'm bringing this. So once again, my brother keeps showing y'all he don't know what methodological naturalism is, right? Ask anybody. Ask Oxford. Ask Stanford. Ask anybody but Cosmon. Yeah. And I guarantee they will tell you no. Hold on, Cosmon. Hey, bro, hold on, Cosmon. I ain't do that when you was talking.
Do a Waspy.
I got you. Hold on, Cosmon. Hold on, Cosmon. I got you. So if Cosmo asks anybody, it will tell him no. Methodological naturalism is not a subjective belief. Instead, it is a foundational, operational assumption and working strategy used in science and academic inquiry, right? Key definitions, right, is a procedural stance holding that for the purpose of scientific investigation, we don't use beliefs in scientific investigation. Researchers should only consider natural causes, laws, and mechanisms. It makes no claim about whether the supernatural exists. It simply sets aside supernatural explanations because they cannot be tested, measured, or falsified using empirical methods. Subjective. What do the word subjective mean? Belief, a personal conviction, an opinion, a perspective based or individual feeling, taste, cultural backgrounds, or unverified faith, which verifies from person to person and cannot be objectively evaluated. Watch this, y'all. No, here's the Hadouken. Why methodological naturalism is not subjective. It is an operational rule. Not a metaphysical claim. Methodological naturalism functions much like the rules of the game or the collaboration of an instrument. Science requires a standardized framework to test hypotheses. He keeps saying assumptions. He's saying assumptions is belief. Assumptions in science is hypotheses. They guess. They make guesses. Hey, Quantum, aren't you a philosopher? Are you here, Quantum? Brother Quantum?
He don't need no help. Go ahead. Finish your point.
No, hold on 1 second. I got you. Are you here, Quantum?
I'm in and out.
Aren't you a philosopher, bro?
I have a philosophical view on the world. Yeah.
When you make assumptions, aren't they based off of knowledge you have already gathered, or do they come off of beliefs?
I use recognition as my epistemology. Yeah, knowledge, what you call it. Yeah.
Thank you. And so this is how we do it scientifically. Ain't no belief in this. We ain't going out here and just making beliefs. No, we are gathering data and saying, based off the data, this is what should happen. This is how science. Every time Cosmo open his mouth, he's telling me what he have not read, what he do not know. This brother don't know how hypotheses work. He don't know how assumptions in science work. He don't know how naturalism is used in science. He don't know we can't even have science without naturalism. Why? Because the first foundationals of science came from naturalists.
Cap.
He don't even know. Like, how can we even have this conversation and he don't know what it is? But let's keep going, your family. Let's keep going. So Cosmo brought up earlier, right? A couple of his little presentational slides, right? Now and again, family, and this is the video from his presentational slides, right? Let's talk about some of these fallacies that he pointed out, right?
So you not going. Okay, so you trying to change, you trying to tap dance away from the whole point of you proving the assumption that there is a closed loop system.
Oh, no, you want me to prove?
Get over here, boy.
Hold on.
Get back over here. Stop buck dancing. Prove that the universe is a closed loop system.
I got you.
Get back over here.
I got you. This is simple. I just had to let them know that all that you was just spewing was a bunch of flim flam, bro. Watch this.
Your theory can't stand because it can't even be proven. How we arguing about a theory you can't prove? You see, you trying to buck dance away from that, right? He can't buck dance away from this. You making a dogmatic assumption.
Okay, let's figure it out.
Does naturalism does hold on? Okay, while you watching, I'm gonna ask you a question. Does naturalism assume that mind is blind, dead matter?
Mind is blind, dead matter. Are you asking what do naturalisms assume about what the mind is? Naturalisms assume, well, even on that, it depends on what stance, on what frame you take about naturalism, because some people in naturalism.
Let me show you my point then.
Hold on. You can't keep cutting me off, and I just try to answer this question for you. Cut me off. Now I'm trying to answer this question. Hold on 1 second. I got you. So, number one, we gonna go to this really fast, right? So we're gonna stick with the universe. So the laws of thermodynamics do not prove that reality itself is strictly closed or open system. Instead, they define both types of system and dictate how energy and matter must behave within them. And the thermodynamic system are a category based on how to interact with surroundings. Open systems exchange both matter and energy with its surrounding. Example: a pot of boiling water without a lid, or a living organism. Closed systems exchanges energies, heat, and work, but not matter with its surrounding. Isolated systems exchange neither matter or energy with its surrounding.
That's what your naturalism assumes.
Okay, hold on.
That's what your naturalism assumes.
Hold on.
So I'm actually. So now that we.
You keep
babbling, bro, but you're not answering the question.
You asked what you just
not answering the question. Stop running.
Hold on, bro. I'm not running. I'm answering your question. I am asking. You gotta let me finish
to answer a yes or no question.
Hold on. So, the first law of conservation of energy states that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transformed. In an isolated loop systems, and total amounts of energy remains constant. However, this law applies equally to open systems. Any change in internal energy must simply account for negative across hold on, systems and boundaries. The second law of entropy state that a total. Hold on, Brody. Why am I? All right, let me skip reading these laws.
Yeah, because
why am I even reading these laws? Because these are the laws. Hold on.
Read it again.
Time out. I don't want to have to mute you, Brody. Hold on. I'm trying to speed up so I won't have to mute you, or so you won't
read
have to
it again. You prove my
Hold
point.
on, Cosmo. I'm trying to speed through it so you won't have to cut me off. The reason I'm reading these things right off is because it's letting you know how our natural world works, right? We can prove our natural world works this way. These are just not things that are coming out of the air. How does entropy work? Is entropy made up? This man, hold on. This man set up here the other day and literally told y'all that space-time is imaginary. How in the world is space-time imaginary if we can measure things? So you did say that.
Go ahead, bring it up.
So listen, the reason why I'm bringing things up is because this is how natural, bro. Hold on. Let me get back to it real quick. Let me get back to it because it's still sharing. Hold on, because I just did this. He said I'm lying. Watch this.
I said space and time. What did I say? What did you say? I said space and time.
You said they were You said space and time was an imaginary box.
I said your closed loop system is an imaginary box.
But that's what I'm.
You be lying.
Or
you just don't understand well.
We're gonna find it.
Maybe it's your understanding.
No. We're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Just hold on. Watch this. Does Owaspi agree with methodological naturalism?
No.
It does.
It does not.
It does.
How does it?
It says it's the only way to prove anything.
Right. So that means that it's self-contradictory. So if Owaspi is the creator and Owaspi is the one that created everything, and then you say, well, science is the only way to create everything, that's a self-contradiction.
How did a book create anything?
You said I said Jehovah. Owaspi said Jehovah is the creator. You say Owaspy say Jehovah created everything. You just said that Owaspy agree with naturalism, which states that every came through being by self-evident, which those aren't the same thing.
No, it don't. No, it don't say that. You just be lying and rambling, bro.
What,
I didn't say none of that.
Don't worry about it. We gonna figure it out in our debate.
brother, can I get in now?
We gonna figure it out in our debate.
Right. So, cause you be lying and twisting up stuff.
That's
you what I'm saying. I didn't never. First of all, right in Owaspy, Book of the Creator 1 and 1, it says all was, all is, all shall ever be. That is space and time, son. So I would never in a million years say space and time didn't exist. I said your closed loop system, which just caught a double Hadouken, right, from Hubble and James Webb Telescope, proving that you can't even prove why it started moving faster, right? Your overall theory can't be, your assumption can't be proven. The assumption, the foundational assumption of naturalism is a closed loop system, and I just kneecapped it. I'm just saying it's subjective as anything else. You don't have to apply naturalism to science, right? You don't have to do that. And just like I said, it makes other dogmatic assumptions, like the mind is blind and dead matter. Naturalism, hold on, share my screen, right?
Oh, no, man, you ain't even letting me finish sharing my screen. You want me to share your screen, bro? You terrible.
You a buster, bro. You a buster for that one. Okay, go ahead, bro.
You terrible, Cosmo. I'm gonna share your screen, bro. I got you. You is terrible, Cosmo.
I'll let you get it in. I let you get it in. I ain't even really go crazy on you or nothing. I'll let you get it in. But look, like I said, they just assume. And naturalism asserts that dead, unconscious elements like hydrogen, carbon, and sulfur clump together by accident until they formed a biological brain, which then spat out consciousness as a byproduct. To remain a naturalist, you must assume that a thought is nothing more than physical blood flow and electrical synapses, right? Now, but this is taking a shot to the head by metaphysics without critical monism, Hegel on lower level natural kinds of structure and reality by James Creams. Right, where he say we are subject to a natural and unavoidable illusion, like his closed loop system. It's an illusion. It's only real in your mind. We can do a scientific test, right? Notice he's talking very scientifically. He ain't show you one test, right? You need to go back and look at Jehovah Chronicles number 318. Do some study. You've been debunked, sir. You can't even debate naturalism. Cosmo crushed your shit. I came through and crushed the buildings. You are subject to a naturalism illusion, which itself rests upon. Listen, you rest upon a subjective principle and you pass them off as objective. They call this the God in the gap, right? They call this the God. Naturalism suffers from an incurable flaw, known in philosophy as the hard problem of consciousness. Consciousness is the nemesis of naturalism. Science can map which brain region light up, right, when you look at a color, but it cannot mathematically prove how or why dead atoms magically flip a switch to create the actual internal subjective experience of awareness. See, believing matter alone creates the mind, right, is a subjective leap of faith. That is naturalism's point two. And what I'm showing y'all is they are just as subjective as any religious person that they trying to bash. Because see, their whole point is to try to tell y'all ain't no God. And that choice for y'all subjectively putting God as the creator and them saying everything is enclosed in a bowl of water. You dig what I'm talking about? That's up. They making the same assumptions because they can't explain where the mind come from. They can't explain why Big Bang sped up while it's not moving constant. Huh? Because see, what he doesn't know is you can simply do a test, right? It's a simple test. In his imaginary enclosed system, right? This is how you become a scientist, y'all. You actually have to do tests. In his imaginary closed system, right? It can be equated to a bowl of water or like a tub full of water, right? And so if you sit the water still and you throw an object in the middle of the water, right, you'll notice objectively that the ripples will move to the edge at the same speed. And that's what would happen in a closed system. But Hubble and James Webb Telescope proved that Big Bang move in different speeds just depended on where you're looking. Huh? So it debunks their whole idea off because it can't be. The science debunks it. This is why the astrophysicist says this is a major problem. Huh? And now Cosmon came and took your other kneecap out. Right? See, the problem is they're working in these definites. And the universe ain't like that. The universe is things you can see and things you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's both. It's not just the things you can see, like naturalism assumes.
No, see, and that's where your mistake. Look, for you to talk
right
on
and see, and when I say see, I'm talking about things that can be measured, like energy.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it, but you can measure it. It's still objective.
Yeah.
But there are parts to this thing you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Like that so-called dark matter, which is really just space, is ether. It's substance caught in solution. You dig what I'm
we
talking
can
about?
indirectly measure matter, dark matter.
Indirectly.
Yes.
How?
See, that's where you be messing up too, Cosmon. Is not only do you
are you trying to say from the cosmic microwave background? Is that what you're trying to say? That you can prove dark matter, right? The thing that they haven't found, but you can prove it, right? Through the cosmic microwave background. I dare you to say it. I'm just cocking this Hadouken.
First off, you don't even got to go there. You can prove dark matter indirectly by just looking at the gravitons and how it bends certain space.
Gravitons. Cap.
Dark matter, dark energy, inflicts a gravitational effect on our universe. So why can we indirectly measure it? Because we can measure the gravitational effects from it on our universe.
Cap.
We don't even got to do that. You said cap? Go look it up.
No, you look it up. I'm saying you're lying. I'm saying it's not there. I'm saying you're a liar. I'm going to take my screen down. Show us.
Gotcha.
Show us that they've definitively proven dark matter. Other than that, it's just another assumption. And I'm not saying it's not there. I'm saying it's not what you saying it is, and you lying and saying that they didn't listen. You lying and saying that that they found dark matter.
I got you.
No, has science proven that dark matter existed? Exists. I just walk them into the punches.
Hold on.
You didn't lying, nigga.
You read the first word and you didn't even read. Watch this.
I already knew this.
No, you didn't know anything. Listen, the reason you saying this because you're not reading it. Watch this. Science has not proven dark matter in the way in a laboratory. Hold on.
I can't hear what you said. Say it again.
Hold on. Let me finish
I couldn't hear what you said. Your mic cut out.
Reading.
No, I couldn't hear you. Your mic cut out. Say it again.
Chemist proves a chemical reaction because dark matter has never been directly detected in a lab. However, the vast majority of astrophysicists and cosmology consider its existence to be overwhelmingly established by indirect evidence. Now, how? Right? How? The evidence, while we know it is there, we don't believe dark matter is there. We know dark matter. Hold on, Cosmon. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, Hadouken. This is a Hadouken moment. Hold on. How do we know it's there? We don't believe it, but we know it. Dark matter is invisible. Yes, we know that. It does not emit, absorb, or reflect light. Yes, we know that. Scientists know it exists because they can measure its gravitational effects. What you didn't you just call me a liar for telling you that? So now I would like an apology, Cosmo.
Yeah, what gravitational effects?
I would like it is right. I would like an apology. Look at that right there. How do they know dark matter exists? Because they can measure its gravitational effects.
You lying? Listen.
It's in your face.
Listen, it's not.
Now you're just being disingenuous.
It's not.
Now you just being disingenuous.
No, it's not. And then guess what? All this shit is wrong.
Now it's wrong.
Yeah, it's all been wrong. It's been proven wrong.
Naturalism is not science; it's a belief. Now, how
it is. It's a subjective belief, just like religion.
You is terrible, Cosmon, bro.
So why can't you prove your belief?
I just did. It's not a belief.
It is a belief. Dark matter is invisible. They can't measure it. They haven't. Show us the gravitational effects. Gravity on rotations occurs. Okay, hold on. But listen, hold on. The theory of relativity proves this without dark matter.
What they call it back then? What they call it? What they call it?
The theory of revolution.
No. What do they call it?
What do they call it?
They call it ether. They call it ether.
Okay, where is ether in the is ether in Owaspy?
Owaspy, come on, man.
What
you know when ether was the stuff. You know when ether was first used.
What is?
You know when the word ether was first used. The word ether was first used. The word ether was first used in 1870. 1870. So did John Newborough get the word ether from them?
He described it.
No, he didn't.
Who?
He described it. He described it based off of scientists at the time.
Hold on. This is what you need to understand, brother. You're just being disingenuous.
How?
Right? James Clerk Maxwell theorized. Look it up. James Clerk Maxwell theorized ether as an element. They took it off. Because the theory of relativity did everything it was supposed to do without the idea of ether, which is a if I'm not mistaken, it's EOE, which is on the periodic table. It would be. You dig what I'm talking about? But it don't matter if you theorizing it. You ain't told me what it did, what it is, where it's at, why it works. You dig what I'm talking about? So I'm just saying that come 11 years later after Clerk already theorized.
That is crazy. Don't worry about it. We're going to talk all up. We're going to get into it tomorrow.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it. Do I sound worried?
We're going to get into it in the debate, and we're going to get into it tomorrow because I'm most definitely bringing this up.
Yeah. Bring it out.
This is wow.
Bring it out. See? All this debunked.
This comes
over radiation of the Big Bang, right? They can't even prove the Big Bang even really happened. That's even an assumption.
That's what I'm saying, bro. How do somebody take this stuff? How do somebody take this serious, but then they got Moses in their book?
Because Big Bang,
they say Moses was a historical person.
First of all, for somebody who's against God and all this supernatural stuff, you sure using the ideas of spiritual people, because Big Bang is from George Lemaitre, a Catholic priest.
What?
Yeah.
What? Bro, what?
Look up who thought up Big Bang. His name is George Lemaitre. Yeah, you terrible. I'm way above you, boy. This shit, bro. You don't know nothing. So this is why I keep telling you, a lot of this stuff that is regurgitating right now is just old information that just got debunked in 2025, 2026. You dig what I'm talking about? Like the closed loop theory. Listen, they thought our solar system was a closed loop until what happened? Voyager 1 and 2 found out that it ain't a closed loop system, and it does exchange energy from outside. There's a barrier at what is called the heliopause, right? This is the edge of our solar system, right? They thought it was a gradual, it was going to go into this dark matter. It doesn't. It goes into an area of heat, like a wall, right? Of more than 50,
hold on 1 second. Don't
more
go too
than
deep,
more
more
than
than
54,000 degrees. I don't need you to say hold on. All you need you to do.
No, I do need to say hold on, because I'm about to shut it down. This is actually Quantum Show. This is Quantum Show. You know, we're gonna shut it down. I also, before I let you close out, because I want to let you close out. Before I let you close out, I want to let everybody know. Be back here tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We going live for, Humble Mystic Cave of Knowledge. We're going to dive more into this methodological naturalism, philosophy, and how it fit in, whether it's subjective, objective. We're going to dive into all of this. Come on, y'all. Be back here tomorrow. Go ahead, Brother Cosmar. Close us out. I'm going to say some words, and then we're going to get out of here.
Man, salute to everybody, man. Love, light, balance out there, man. Peace to the creator gang of those standing by the creator, man. Listen, if y'all really want the truth on it, man, I ain't never been disingenuous or never showed nothing I couldn't prove, right? I ain't never said a word that I couldn't show, or else I just don't talk about it, right? So if you really want to see the boy get beat up, his whole naturalism idea doesn't even stand. I don't even address it no more. You dig what I'm talking about? His shit dead. You dig what I'm talking about? Go back to the writing board and just come back with a better one, right? I'll debate that one. You dig what I'm saying? It's the last video, Cosmon Cal TV, sub, like, share. You dig what I'm talking about?
We're going to go over it tomorrow. We're going to go over it tomorrow.
Damn, dog, you got it. All right, I'm gone, man. You got it. All right.
Oh, he dropped. Don't worry about it, y'all. We're going to go over it tomorrow. The Cosmon joint. Be back here, my man Cosmon, straight up. One thing we're going to show tomorrow for sure is that people don't, number one, they don't know what these methodologies are. They don't know the difference between a belief system and a philosophical framework. And it is disingenuous to act like you're not the believer, but then the other person is the believer. We're going to get into a lot of this tomorrow, family. The objective, subjective, what is naturalism? How does naturalism compare into Owaspy when it talking about figuring out these scientific basis? Which one? We're going to dive into what system best supports the universe from a scientific point of view. Tomorrow, we got some stuff to talk about, family. Come back here tomorrow, catch us, and I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.